the brethren.
I saw you with that man that got 18 Grammys.
Yeah, man, it was crazy.
Hey,
man.
I know that was crazy, bro.
Man, I literally just got a call and was like, come hang out. So, man,
and hang out, man, come make some random music.
Hey, he a different animal, though. We walked into the studio.
Yo.
We walked into the studio probably at 7 a.m.
Hey.
Somebody listening to their phone. You gotta turn.
All right, somebody listening to you gotta turn the volume down. Yo, listen.
Oh yeah.
Who got the double? Who got the playback?
Somebody got their phone on, and
I
it
don't
ain't
know.
even me. For
Somebody got to
It
take
ain't
their
me.
phone off. Oh my God.
Who is that?
I'm sending it to you right now, but somebody listening to their phone. You gotta turn.
All right, somebody listening to you gotta turn the volume down. Yo, listen.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Who got the somebody got their phone on, and
I
it
don't
ain't
know.
Somebody got to
It
take
ain't
their
me.
phone off. What is that?
Who is that? I'm sending it to you right now, bro.
Who is it? Who is that?
Y'all sound like a bunch of deacons on their first virtual meeting. Y'all sound like when the church first went virtual and everybody was like, well, my wife said, well, come here. I see the green thing.
Yeah, right there, but that close.
Yeah, they were super close.
Sound like a bunch of deacons on their first.
I
There
think
they go.
that's
Somebody
me.
on their phone trying to be nosy.
I think that's me.
Y'all sound like
That's you, bro.
That's me, bro. I got to get this under control over here.
Just turn your phone down because you're trying to watch them both. It's a delay.
Y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we
heard
can
the
hear
first
you.
time. We just also heard ourselves 6 times too.
Anyway, welcome to the Hands Up Radio Show with your boy Trevone Perry, man. Tonight we got all the legends in the building with us, man. None other than my man, my friend Bishop Cortez Vaughn.
That's y'all, man.
Give it up, give it up, give it up.
Cortez.
What it do?
What up, baby?
Got it.
And we got to shout out all the pastors that was on time tonight. Pastor Mike Jr. in the building with us tonight.
What's up, man? I'm glad to be here.
And it's going to be
Don
big.
DeMarco,
It's
Don
gonna be
DeMarco,
big.
Don DeMarco.
We got none other than my boy Griff, 2 trillion in the building.
What's
Two
cracking, fellas?
trills.
2 trills, chill. About a mil. Listen, we got my dude Titus Showers rolling with us tonight. What it do?
What's up, brother? What's up,
What up,
fellas?
brother? What up?
Glad to be with you guys, man.
Titus, tell your beard to go all gray on you and stop playing.
I'm gonna stop playing with it. I'm putting some of that little dye in it, man.
Stop putting the makeup in your beard, Titus.
Oh, shut up. Yo.
Titus, be a man, Titus.
Play too much.
Man.
Play too much. Play too much.
Man, Titus.
You're playing too much. And we got my boy Jason Clayborn, man.
What's up?
Dropping real soon in the building, man. Let's go.
What up?
All of these Stellar nominated artists, man. But I want to speak to y'all from the heart real quick before we go anywhere else and ask us how we doing, fellas. How we doing in the midst of this pandemic? How we been keeping sane? What's going on with my brothers? How we feel? This is a wellness check.
Well, so 2020 was, and I used to feel bad saying it, and the Lord told me don't never feel bad. 2020 was a really blessed year for me. I got engaged, I got married, I had 2 grandbabies, I got a raise, I got a new house. 2020 was kind of amazing, but it was my focus though. It was knowing that we were in a wilderness, but eating the manna. Manna in the form of opportunities, and manna in the form of relationships, and manna in the form of apologizing to people. Maybe you should have apologized some years before, but eating all this manna and knowing, like Caleb and Joshua, that the other side, they not that big. They
Come
not
on.
that big. We could win. So
Come on.
it's been my focus, my shift, and I'm really more excited for 22 and 23. Like,
Yeah.
Man, you know what I'm saying? That's just me. That's just
That's
me.
just you. That's you. We glad to hear that there's still blessings happening in the midst of the pandemic. Anyone else want to tackle on that real quick, Pastor Mike?
Man, I've been blessed, bro. I think again, I've had the blessing of blowing up in a pandemic, you know.
Woo!
2 number ones in a pandemic. I won my Stellas in a pandemic.
Come on.
Haven't had a chance to meet anybody, but I was tripping the other day and I was like, God, I've been praying for this stuff my whole life. And when you finally give it to me, I can't even see the people who like me.
Wow.
And
My
God
mama.
told
That's
me-
crazy.
and God told me, Jason, he said, man, he said, I gave it to you in anonymity so I can make sure your motives stay pure.
Watch you,
Yeah.
man.
You see what
Man,
I'm
come
saying,
on.
man? So, man, I'm so grateful. I had the opportunity, man, to meet a lot of people over the past month. So for me, I just told God I'm thankful he let me do it at the age I am now. Because now, man, stuff don't impress me. I think a lot of people want to be impressive, not impactful.
Yeah.
You know, man. So I
Come
think
on, bro.
authentic relationships. We've been
Man.
getting it in during this quarantine, man. But I'm ready to get back out there and start doing it big for God.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Bishop Vaughn.
And listen, I have not one complaint. Y'all already know I am. I'm just thanking God for everything he does. And I think some things we were so used to broadcasting to people.
Yeah.
That, as Pastor already said, the good Pastor Nuke, by the way.
Oh man, here we go.
Yeah,
Go.
all day, every day. But I believe God, and again, it's the ability to reinvent, or for God to introduce us to different sides of ourselves.
Yeah.
Again, that's what's been for me. Is God was like, "Hey, you got this in you, and you didn't even know because there was an opportunity for that to be poured out."
Yeah.
So the pandemic literally helped me find other parts of me that I didn't even know existed, and to tap into areas that now I can become a resource for other people. So then we released 2 songs, and God was faithful, and that's without a label, without none of that stuff. You know, we just, we pushing, man. So I'm excited, and I celebrate everybody. Celebrate Pastor Mike, Jay, Titus, everybody's doing, man. I celebrate, and then this platform came. So to feel like you're isolated by yourself, and to be able to come into a moment where you got other brothers who now you can sharpen not just your spiritual side, but your personal side of who you are. And so it's been good, man. So I appreciate the opportunity to be hanging out with the brethrens. All the deacons, as Trey said earlier, all the deacons on the deacons beat.
It sounds like a deacon live. Yo, Jay Clay, talk to us, family.
Man, I think what's cool for me is, like Pastor Mike said, I got signed right before the pandemic. Griff, I've been around you 1,000 times.
Oh,
bro.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? I've been around Griff on the Radio 1 cruise. It's funny to go from being in the back writing all of these songs for everybody and already been nominated for every award. Like I had nothing to prove to nobody when God brought me from the back into the forefront. So now the funnest thing for me is when I get on an interview or something like Pastor Mike said, and they be like, man, who is this cat? And it go from a 2-minute interview to an hour and a half.
To an hour long.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because they be like, man, you wrote Better. You wrote You're All I Need. You wrote I Survived It. You wrote Wes Morgan's God Will Get Me Through. They start going down the line of all of these songs for the last 10 or 15 years that people been singing in their churches. And they be like, yo, you the dude that wrote that? And so, like, I think that's the fun thing of now, in a pandemic, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's been crazy because we knew, so we dropped a video with every song. I've been moving like Master P.
You've been
You know
killing,
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I've been cats been like, yo,
who moves the best, by the way?
You know what I'm saying? Who
Hall
moved
of
the best?
Fame mover.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then I linked and watch other cats like Pastor Mike, how he moved, and Titus, how he moved, and Bishop. And now we've created this new regime of everybody supporting each other. And I love it. Dolly, everybody, you know what I'm saying? So it's incredible now because we know who we are. And we know, there's a lot, and these are real men on this call. You know what I mean? Let me say that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't owe nobody nothing. I ain't got nothing holding over my shoulder. Ain't nobody Can't nobody pull no comeback out of here. Jay, no, You know what I mean? And the work is a little bit harder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got to fight through the crap. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't in them circles and you ain't in, but we've created our own. So you got, you know, I look at it secular wise. You got a Young Money on here. You got a, you got a Maybach music on here. You got cats. We all them cats
OVO.
in the gospel.
I'm OVO.
OVO. Okay. I'm saying
that's called me Master P. I got product. I got product.
I'm Jigger.
I got product.
Jigger. You see what I'm saying? So we got Diddy on here. We got a whole.
I'm gonna be 40. How about that?
You 40?
Okay, cool.
40 got vineyards and whiskeys and.
Oh God! But you gotta have the whiskey. You gotta have the whiskey.
Griff gonna pull it out.
Oh God!
It's been cool, man. It's been fun. You know, we were able to be on Jack Harlow's record. You know, a gospel choir being on that record, man. With a song, I'm on a song with Adam Levine. You know what I mean? And I got credit. I got credit on the song. So let me say that.
Part.
You know what I mean? And that's the cool thing about being a writer. Coming in, I learned the business before I came in. So you know, my deal is sweet. You know what I mean? It ain't just all of these years that I watch all of my friends and people I thought was cool with me. All of them cats, you know, that I watched come from the back to the front and then act like I ain't nowhere around. I thought that was cool. You know, man, and it's all good because now we've created new brotherhoods, man. So I love it, man. Cortez, Vaughn, all of us, man.
When I found out you wrote all those songs, I think my favorite song you wrote is Pony. Didn't you write that, Jason?
No, I wish I did, though.
Oh, you talking about Genuine?
Hey, I was about to say, Jason, you wrote Pony.
The preacher.
But guess what? You know what's crazy?
What?
The dude from my city wrote it.
Wow.
Okay.
Static Major I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. So Static Major actually wrote that song.
Louisville and you don't know how to pronounce it?
Oh no, you know, I say that for the guys, you know.
Hey babe, the homie just sold out the whole city.
No, I didn't.
He told everybody he's from Louisville.
No, don't do that.
Louisville.
Man, my wife like, man, I'm too early in my marriage, dog. I'm only 111 days.
Oh God.
Oh man.
I don't really know him like that, babe. But he was the homie.
Hey, you know it's a good marriage when he know how many days he's in. He said,
that's right.
We just got out our first trimester. We the size of a plum right now.
Y'all sure are.
Oh man.
But they're a beautiful couple, and I'm glad to see them happy. Amen. Bro. Amen.
Love it.
Tell somebody, if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and do what?
Try again.
Yeah, man.
I don't, you know, I more power to you. But moving on from there, we had a case the other day that shook this nation by storm. So many different opinions, and rightfully so, mixed emotions. Where we at with the Derek Chauvin case? How do we feel? Do we feel we got justice or accountability? Where we at with that?
It's hard to really think about it because it was just on Tuesday, but they killed the girl on the same day. 20 minutes before. Then they shot the homie last week. Like, you know, I'm from Cali, so this is a Rodney King thing since you know what I'm saying, 92. Like, this is not, it don't make me go, oh man, we finally what? Now they can put a name on it. The George Floyd Act for these policemen. Now, every time for the rest of the day, and this is the thing, let me just be very honest right here. I have a lot of law enforcement in my family. LAPD in Oakland. My son is a cop in the Air Force. I got good cop people. I know amazing cops, but we're not talking about them just like we're not talking about black people who rob and gangbang. So let's be very clear who we talking about. In Blue Shield or not, wrong is wrong. And I'm 50 this year. If I see 16-year-old and 15-year-old girls fighting, I'm breaking it up without touching anybody. Without hey, ladies, you don't have to, and I'm just a citizen. So what? So you telling me, officer who wasn't on the scene, 22 seconds in the case with the girl in Columbus, Ohio, you so frightened of a 16-year-old girl. Now, he could say she had a knife in her hand, but was she coming at you? Wasn't it 6 other girls all running in a direction? What about everybody stop and freeze and hold up? Like, so, you know, my stomach hurt so bad for that first hour and a half before they gave the verdict, and I wept. I wept like I knew him. I wept because he won't be Rodney King. You know, Rodney King got $2 million from LA, blew it. He was in the club. He looked real crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really messed up the money and did not want to be no civil right person. You know what I'm saying? He wanted his bread. He was famous. But this brother died, and every human being will remember his name.
That's well said. That's well said, and that's powerful. Those of you that are in the chat, I see your comments and your concerns. Keep them coming. Any questions you have, you may ask. Man, that's so powerful because we are still fighting over the same things that Martin Luther King and them died for. What do we say to that, Pastor Mike?
I believe with everything going on, we have to subpoena the conscience of America. I think the thing we have to understand, and the question I would like to ask is, are we mad at this or that? Because this and that aren't the same things. You know, this is the outrage of seeing the footage of George Floyd being killed with a man's knee on his neck. That is the system that makes it okay for them to do it. And I think a lot of times we get comfortable with crumbs when we have right to the whole cake.
You better come on.
Come on, brother. Come on, Pastor.
We get comfortable with crumbs when we got a right to the cake. You know, and when I look at what Dr. King did, when I look at Brother Malcolm, Rodney, all of them, they fought for the crumbs. We now have access to the cake, and we got to demand that, you know. And I think when you look at life right now, we just got to really examine that the problem with America is I think we have grammatical errors. We place periods where there should be commas, you know, and I think we got to say we got the verdict. It's not we got the verdict, period. We got the verdict, comma, and the legislation and the so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so.
Yeah.
If not, we're just all going to be stuck in beautiful bondage.
Beautiful bondage, though. Ain't it?
Come on.
Yeah, that's like the lion, like going to the zoo and you see this lion who's the king of the jungle and he's in a cage. And although that cage has everything he wants, he eats steaks every night. Something in him knows, as great as this is not where I'm designed to be. It's called beautiful bondage. And sadly, even with where I live now, man, I experience so much covert and overt racism where I live because they don't want to see a young black man live in those areas. And I told them yesterday, I said, I refuse to live in beautiful bondage where my kids got to be quiet outside. And,
come on.
And we got to do X, Y, Z. So I think it's just time now to just raise our voices and not stop for periods and start adding commas to them.
Wow, that's so potent and powerful all in one. Titus Showers, what do you feel about the case? Do you feel we got accountability, or do you feel we got justice, or do you feel like what the rest of Black America feels? That's just, you know, that's 1 out of 10,000 that got let go free.
Definitely accountability, because justice would be for him to spend the rest of his life in jail for committing murder. And the audacity of athletes such as Britt Favre and them to keep politics out of sports all of a sudden, and politics been in sports all his life with the national anthem, then take that out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, you know, certain things just you need to be quiet. And then with the tweet with Braun made the other night with the guy in Columbus, we all knew he wasn't mean. Like, let's go pull up a dude's house.
But guess who that tweet wasn't for, Titus? That tweet wasn't for us. We knew what LeBron
we knew what it was for.
We knew what he meant.
Right.
Yeah.
But the racist people, they wanted to have something to hold against him and say he's inciting this. The same thing with Maxine Waters, when she told us to be more controversial, you know, and they want to accuse her of inciting something. But on January the 6th, everybody was excusing the behavior. And they supposed to be for blue lives, but blue lives was murdered. Blue lives were attacked. Blue lives helped them get into the Capitol, you know. So, and then they didn't arrest the people who incited it, which was number 45. So it's definitely living in two worlds, and we're fighting a system that can only be set straight unless we get more controversial. Don't be apologetic for talking about and speaking out for wrong, man. Many times we remain silent when we need to be opening our mouth and letting our voice be heard, man.
It's the policies, man. It's the policies.
Absolutely.
It's the police. It's not just the police. It's all of the policies that have been set in place that cause the police to act like they act. Right. You know what I mean? Or can do what they do on top of them being, you know, white. You know what I'm saying? And I think that affects us in our church world as well. It's like, okay, we want to worship and we want this, but we need to deal with those elephants that are in the room. You know, okay, listen, a lot of them pastors don't want to talk because their forefathers were slave owners. So, you know, a lot of the mega churches, their dads and grandfathers were slave owners. So if they inherited a church that sets up under that and they never talked about that, then those are the elephants that we have to deal with. Apologize for it, understand that there needs to be change, but the change in the policies have to happen. That's the biggest thing.
What do we say when change, we know change must come, but it seems like, you know, it's a long time coming. And like I said, we're still fighting over the same things that Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and so many others, countless others, died for. What do we say to that, Bishop Vaughn?
I think in the words of John Lewis, if you're gonna get into trouble, get into good trouble.
Yeah.
I think one of the things is that what we're dealing with is not anything new. This is Bible days type stuff. And I think that what happened was I have an American bully, and there's something called a dog whistle that only they say dogs can hear. I think for the last 4 years, from a political standpoint, there was a whistle blown that only the dogs could hear.
Come on.
And the dogs have begun to respond to that whistle. So it wasn't that anything is new. It just woke it up and gave it permission to bite and to bark. Now with this case, I love, you know, I'm excited on one hand that the verdict was given. But we still have a whole long way to go to the point of the sentencing that happens. My spiritual fear is that we will be so satisfied with the verdict and even with the sentence that we forget the fact and look beyond the fact that there's about to be another demon that's loosed because of it.
Wow.
And then what's going to happen as a product of that, my concern is that our people will then begin to retaliate in ways because they're so tired. And I think that's because if you look at it systematically, we're going through these things and there have never been so many movies, shows that talk about racism. And it is bad from them to, it is,
it's on everything, Grey's Anatomy, Chicago PD, Chicago, everything.
It's on Sports Center, man, come on.
Right.
So it's systematically happening to put us in a predicament where we feel like we've been backed into a corner, so we gotta come out swinging. And when we do, then they feel like now they have a right to continue the behavior because we're out of control animals. Yeah. So my prayer is the verdict is there, the sentence is gonna be whatever it's gonna be. My prayer is that God will give those who people listen to that have influence, will give us wisdom on how to navigate through these times, because we got some ignorant people.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Trying to navigate through perilous times, and it's hurting us because and I'm not saying we can't, I think do what you got to do, but we still need individuals to help navigate both naturally and spiritually.
I think one of the biggest mistakes we make too is this word reconciliation. And I think we look at the wrong definition because everybody keeps saying we need racial reconciliation. Reconciliation means the friendly relations, restoring. The first word is to do the pretext.
I love it.
To do over. So it means to restore. You cannot reconcile if it was never there in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the second
Wow.
definition of reconciliation is the action of making one view or belief compatible. So until our beliefs become compatible, then we can start building relations. But you can't. This is the equivalent of me walking up to a woman I never met and saying we need to reconcile. We don't have any history to build it on.
Come on.
Right.
You know, so I think we gotta. I think that's a cute word, or putting lipstick on a big word. We're here for racial reconciliation. And I had to tell a pastor today of another ethnicity. I said, sir, I'm not trying to. I don't want you to take the blame, but I do need you to take responsibility.
Wow.
You know, because
nothing's wrong with that.
Nothing's wrong with that. I'm not
nothing wrong with that statement to a man. Yeah,
nothing's wrong with that, man. I think because I think this undertone.
What did he say?
He started stuttering, and you know what that means when they start stuttering. You know, but it's one of those things too, to where when you look at it,
my foster daughter is black.
Yeah, it's just
my best friend.
And that's another problem, Trill. That's another problem.
I give it to the kids in Africa.
I had this statement the other day, and I basically got cussed out real good. My thing is for all of you other ethnicities that like laying with our brothers and having these mixed babies, some of y'all need to stand up and
y'all need to be standing up first.
Because your son
you crossed the line when you was 14 with your nasty self, Karen.
Okay. What?
What? Don't get me started.
What? You can count on Griff to take us to the left field.
Listen, man.
You know what it is.
So for all those women who like laying with us,
right? I agree.
For all the guys who like laying with our women, stand up and say something.
Stop looking all dumb in the face like, I don't understand. Now you don't understand.
Listen, y'all touched on something earlier that was so key. Titus.
Hey, and when he said us, he's talking about black people in general, not the guys on the Zoom.
Yes.
Right. Amen. Tell it. Say it.
I got you, Jason.
Because because ain't nobody humping around. But anyway, going on from that. But anyway, go on.
You got it. Thank you, man.
But the fact of the matter is, when he spoke about Brett Favre and all of these other people that have been speaking out, this is why I think it's imperative that you gain knowledge of the situation first before you speak, because, you know, to whom is given, you know, great power, you have a great responsibility. Yeah. You ain't man?
You really messed that up.
So
much is given. Much is
required.
No, the Spider-Man version over what you just said.
Listen, E40. I got it the way I want to give it, okay? But what I'm saying is when you open up your mouth, you tell people who you are. So be careful, be slow to speak, and gain knowledge about it. But like I said, I think it's a step in the right direction. But once again, nothing will satisfy me more than getting a law passed first. I want to see that George Floyd law come into place. Hopefully we could get it to happen, you know, but in the meantime, what are we going to do to help better our communities? Are we doing anything to help better our communities?
Right. Can we just add to that, to not just want a law, but want the law enforced? There are laws in place now.
That's right. I like that part. I like that. I like that.
If they could just enforce the stuff that's out now.
Right.
How about that? How about we start there? There?
Like for instance, with they did the Breonna law here in our city, but then you go higher, Louisville, Kentucky, Louisville. You know, they do that, but then you hire a police chief that has had a record of being racist. You hire a new one. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Like, I mean, you know, the mayor, I'm cool with the mayor here, but I don't deal with him. He texted me the other day, congratulations on your stellar, thank you, but do what you said. You know what I'm saying? That's how I talk to him, straight up. And, you know, do what you said. Like, I'm a hood cat, so do what you said. I ain't about to come to the director. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to come to the Derby and kicking with you. We ain't about to be sitting at a table and then everybody looking at me like, Jay, what you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, I rise with my city. I ride with my people. And the thing about it is you can't enforce a law, but you got people. You got people that are you put in leadership that are trying to, change it again. You know what I'm saying? So like to what Bishop said, like you gotta enforce them. You can't just say, oh, this is the law now. And then I'm gonna go back to what you said, 12 to 45 years, that's weak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's weak because that's still a slap on the wrist. That means he can do 12 to 15. He don't have to do the whole 45. And y'all already know they're not gonna put him in jail with everybody else.
He's
gonna body rock.
What is it called? General Pop. He's already
he ain't going with the General Pop.
He's not in General Pop.
They still not.
He ain't gonna make it.
They'll get to you if they want to.
Oh no, they're gonna get to him.
They still know how to get to him. Yeah,
they'll put something on you.
You don't know what somebody do for some cigarettes.
Exactly.
Wait, some cigarettes and some cheesecake.
Hey, listen, you don't know what somebody might do for a snack.
It goes back to Oz,
right?
Yo,
or a biscuit.
Some noodles.
My question is this: what do we say to the other officers who know better?
Their trial is coming up.
No. I'm not talking about in the case.
You're not talking about in this case, okay?
I'm talking about the ones who are wearing the blue, who know better and are convicted in their spirit. But that whatever line of loyalty means more than somebody's life.
Yeah, they don't see nothing but
you know what I'm saying?
Well, I got family who cops. They tell you that.
We're talking about a system that's supposed to police us, but the system that's supposed to police them
need policing.
Won't do it.
Right. And they need to stop making these cities pay this $1 million reimbursements to these families. Their tax dollars need to come out of these pensions. All of that stuff needs to occur, man, because I see we didn't murder him.
Right.
That was the officer who done it. So there needs to be some kind of.
So it's going to take so much more than that, Titus, because
absolutely.
Point,
I was just.
No. Who wouldn't want that? But what's happening now is these retired sheriffs and judges, right? They go by jails.
True.
So then they privatize these jails, and these retired law enforcement and these judges and these other people that now they homeboy got a jail. And they jail gonna need X amount of people, and it's $900 a day. So if you can keep them coming in from Birmingham and the outskirts and where, you know what I'm saying? So it's bigger than one person, because they've been systematically doing this since Ronald Reagan was telling them how to do this.
Right.
We just was so caught up in the actor that was, you know what I'm saying? But Ronald Reagan was, now that I'm grown, Ronald Reagan kind of started this dirty stuff. Like, you know what I really knew back then too? The Oliver North. Remember the selling contraband and all. Remember he had to stand in front of all of Congress and say,
I don't remember none of this.
I don't remember.
They work.
I don't remember. Then they acquitted him. Or what is it that the president gave all them rappers? What did he give them? So you don't have to never go to jail. What's it called? Not clemency.
I know.
That's how you know none of us is in the system.
Right.
Oh, he tried to catch somebody. He tried to catch somebody out there. He tried to catch somebody out there.
Because I listened to Jay-Z. Jay-Z mentioned Oliver North before in one of his rhymes. So I heard of him before, Griff.
But that's why that's Bob Barker too. That's why he left The Price is Right. You know what I mean? To invest in the prison beds and the soaps and stuff. All them beds, he left Price is Right because he's making money off the prison system.
Wow. That's the
you know
first time I ever heard that. I cannot
go
look that up.
Listen, go look it up. Bob Barker.
Hey, Jason, what you not finna do?
Y'all bugging.
Is talk about Bob Barker. What I am not finna. I love Price is Right.
I'm sorry to burst that bubble, bro.
Yo, what is wrong with y'all tonight? Yo, what is wrong
that's why he
y'all?
left, bro.
He just destroyed my hero.
I'm
just
sorry, bro.
Destroying everybody's dream. Jay said that's what he was doing.
Hey,
that's why the price
had that microphone that was like this. The long microphone.
Come on,
that thing look like that.
Yeah.
So how much are you gonna bid?
Yo, yeah, I promise you when I was a kid though, I thought he was about to come out and perform though. I was like, yo, this dude's about to tear it up.
But that's why he left, yo. That's why he left.
Shout out to Judah Band himself, Randy. He's in the sky. He's skydiving tonight. If y'all notice, he's here with us. What you ordering something at Flub?
He in heaven.
Randy boys in the sky, up in the clouds.
He in heaven.
Mountains.
You hear us?
He in the mountains.
You don't hear us?
He in the heaven.
He on mute. He on mute.
He look crazy.
Oh,
let him keep. Hold on. Let him look crazy like that for a minute. Then he's gonna get on and apologize all slow.
What?
Hold on. He's 41 minutes late. Let's see what he's gonna say.
Griff, is that Griff?
Yes, you already know.
Why? What did he say?
Where you at, man? You ordering a fucker with cheese?
No, actually, I'm thinking that I'm getting ready to be early because I'm thinking that it's 9 o'clock my time. So I blew that. I've been sitting in the car waiting on my son.
Oh God, we got you here.
Bro, pray for me, please.
We are praying for you. We are. Why are you putting up the St. Jude's Children's Hospital?
Yeah. Because that's who we need to tell that to.
Okay,
tell it to a sick kid, Randy Watson.
Yo, Randy, how do you feel?
Yes, sir.
How do you feel in the state and shape that we're in right now with our country? How do you feel about the Derek Chauvin trial? What is your thoughts on it?
I actually feel. I feel some sense of relief, but I don't think I feel as much relief as I thought I would. Because, and I kind of feel like some people want justice and some people want revenge, which is not the same thing. And I think that battle inside of me won't let me completely feel like I can celebrate. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, man, this is one case. There's so many cases. You know, I'm glad. You know, I'm glad that you know, everything went the way it did. I'm interested to see, you know, with the charges, this man could really only serve like 12 years, and then get out in his 50s and live his good life. You know what I mean?
That would be a problem. That would be a problem.
Yeah. So I'm looking at that just on that end. I wonder how many of the jurors actually felt that he was guilty. I think about stuff like that. How many people, you know, actually felt that way? So that's kind of where I am with that, man.
I think it was black and white. If you don't see, you don't want to see. That's my views on it. And I know we heard something like, well, you know, they only convicted him because they're scared of riots. You know, that idiot that got on Fox 5 and said that. You know, it just shows you where people are really at. And in this day and time, I'm just really, you know, it's a sad time, you know, because I'm raising young black men here, and most of you are on this live with me. Y'all doing the same. It's scary to know that they just don't care about us. They really just don't care. Now the situation, and now I get it. Everybody's not a martyr, and we understand that George Floyd as well was no saint or whatever have you. But at the end of the day, all we saying was that called for? Did he have to lose his life? Even the young man. I wish the young man wouldn't have ran or try to get away from
I didn't understand that either. I was very confused about that.
I wish he wouldn't have, but did he? How we mistake a taser for a gun, and you've been on the force for 20-something years? Those things don't make any sense, and those things have been happening, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna stop. And I just heard about something else that happened earlier today.
TP, it's crazy because today I dropped my wife off at work I live in Texas. I live in North Dallas. So Texas is weird. I'm a Cali dude, right? But I lived in Atlanta for almost 22 years. Then I've been out here 5 years, Cinco de Mayo, just for the show, right? Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell.
Yes,
and
sir.
Texas ain't racist, what people think. Texas has a class problem. Like, Texans want to know, what do you do? Why are you in this neighborhood for reals? Just like it's really sneaky funny though. Like, cause I've been around white folk my whole life, except when I was in Atlanta, right? In DC. And a cop followed me aggressively for like 6 miles, right? You know, I'm changing lanes, he changing, getting close. And I was on the phone with my brother. I was like, man, let me put this phone in this holder because dude really feel like he's over checking these really good plates and this driver's license and this amazing USAA insurance. That's what he need to be pulling up. This never been arrested. Pull that up. Because the last time I got pulled over a couple months ago, I was listening to Dr. Darius Daniels. And I was on my way to the station. It was like the first time I went to the station in like a year, right? And I might have been exceeding the speed limit. I can't remember. But when he pulled me over.
That mean you was.
No. That mean you was, Trevone. Get out my car, homie. When he asked me, he said, man, what are you listening to? I said, I'm listening to a pastor. I'm getting his word first thing in the morning. He said, did you know you were speeding? I said, I know I was getting that word. And he was real cool. And he was like, so where you going? What you do? I told him everything. Oh, look at the veteran at the bottom of my driver's license. My whole family served. Like, it's a way you could talk to him. But what I'm not never going to do is tail between my legs and go, hello, officer. I hope your day is wonderful. Here go my driver's license and my insurance, homie. Let's get it cracking. Whatever you need to do. You either going to give me a ticket or you ain't. Either I'm going to pay for it and it's going to be fine.
You know, what you were saying, I was watching The Breakfast Club the other day. Master P was on with his 2 sons.
Nice.
It's amazing that we don't talk about you know, the positive things that go on, and we love to talk about the negativity. His sons was doing their thing, and he was talking about from the aspect of how he teach his kids. And I know good and well that's, you know, I teach my kids the same way. You know, listen, don't run from the police. You know, I know you may be nervous, and heck, even I may want you to run. But don't do it. Just, you know, because I don't want to give them any. First of all, they don't need a reason to shoot you. They got a badge and a gun. That's their license to kill. You know what I'm saying? But don't do anything remotely close to the point where it gives them any kind of ammunition against you. And I teach my children that. What are we teaching our young men and young women before they go out of our homes? What are we talking to? What are those conversations like, brothers?
For me, man, it's that conversation. If you get pulled, I just bought my son a car for his birthday and for his graduation, high school graduation. And my fear was not that he can't drive, because would drive for me all the time. I let him use one of my other vehicles anywhere he wanted to go. My fear was that, what if he gets pulled over? You know, logically, I have a daughter who's about to be 21. My son just turned 18 in January. I got another son turning 16 the month of May. And the bad part is, a year ago, even before the pandemic, I'm sitting my sons down. If they ever pull you over, this is what you do. This is what you do. Now I got to go have a conversation with my daughter too.
Yeah.
So I got to now tell my daughter, listen, it's like you're going. And then my only question, and I'm gonna shut up on this, is when does it come up? Like I tell my son will tell me, man, my oldest son will tell me, my baby boy, because they live with me, getting on my nerves, he this, and I did this, or my baby boy come and say, Trey did this to me. Then I'll ask my oldest boy, but you know better. You the oldest. You know. When do we say, but you knew better?
Right.
Well,
you can't train. You can't. In one case, you can't train rookies on how to handle weapons, and then come out and tell me you forgot or mistake your gun for your taser, and then on social media, CNN, all that, put out your rookie picture as if you're not a grown woman. You as old as my parents, you know better. So when does it come out that you know better? And why do I have to worry about if I'm gonna let my sons keep their dreads or not? If they need to shave their head, if I need, I'm bald, but do I have to make them bald just so they don't fit a particular stereotype like the brothers did on the bicycles that were just off finished getting something to eat and get because they look the part? Come on, man. When?
You know when it's gonna happen, and this is gonna be strong. When white people's sons and white people's daughters and white people's aunties and uncles get pulled out their car, shot in the face, drug up the street, stomped on, treated like an animal. When they show that on the news, and not just 1 or 11 times, but every night and on the bottom, that's when they're gonna start saying, hey. But right now, we look like animals. So to them. So they treat us accordingly. Like this is everybody on here is and entertainment and fame don't have nothing to do with it, but everybody on here is grown men.
That's true.
Now I'm not going to kill. I got a lot of guns because I live in Texas. Thank you very much. But I ain't killing nobody. But I got cousins that'll kill you. Like properly. Nobody talk about it. Like the question that we need, and I said that to say this, you always got to tell your kids I got 5 kids, 3 sons, 2 daughters. My oldest son just turned 30. I got a bunch of 28s about to come. My baby is 14 next month. I tell them the same thing accordingly so they understand. When you in a car, it's even worse on our daughters because not only are you a black woman, but then you a woman to somebody with some power. So we need to check that first because the way they talk to you gonna be even more different. Like she more unsafe than I am. Because as soon as a black woman say anything, she got an attitude. She angry black woman. So I don't see the change. I don't see the change as soon as everybody's saying. I hope my 14-year-old doesn't have to turn 50 and still have to march. Because everything we've been doing in the last 18 months is my mama and them from the 60s. Everything, except they better not march. And they better not talk. You know what I'm saying? So we just a little bit more than the 60s. I don't want my kids to have to go through this no more, man.
That's real talk, man. My daughter left. She's in a play. She took my car, you know what I mean, and riding downtown. And I told her, I said, look, you know what I mean? If they call me when you get there, text me, let me know you got there. When you leave, wherever your locations are, let me know. You know what I mean? Let me know. She texted, Daddy, I stopped at Kroger. I got this. I pulled up. I'm here. I'm in getting my makeup done let me know when you leave. It's almost like you got to micromanage where they go. You know what I'm saying? My son is only 7, so, we can kind of control that. But still, at 7, he got to, hey, Daddy, why is that? I got to say, look, this is why. You know what I mean? I got to tell you what.
And what you saying that real quick, I just got to shout out my eldest son who's on here, Vaughn. I hope you ain't in them streets right now. Get in the house if you are. I love you, son. My son is on here. We love him. He's only 18, getting ready to be 19 this year. And I tell him all the time, Jay, yes, officer, no officer, try to be polite. I don't mean be no punk, but, do what you got to do to get home. If they going to lock you up, let them lock you up. Don't fight. I'll get you out and then we'll deal with the rest later on. I'd rather have you here because I can't do nothing if they take you away from me. So that's what I think we should be trying to teach our kids and train them up to do in this season. If anybody else got anything to say on it, I don't want to take you off. But shout out to my boy Brian Andrew Wilson, who's on with us as well.
Yo,
that was good, brothers.
What up, brother?
It's good. It's good.
Mental health. How important is mental health to you, Brian? It's a strip talk. We getting into it tonight.
Mental health. I think that first, again, honor all my brothers is on here, man. And but mental health, I think, is something that is very imperative. And I don't know if I'm echoing already what has been stated, especially to the minority community in particular. I think a lot of times within the Black community, and even in my father's Puerto Rican, so even in the Latino community, you know, a lot of times mental health is deduced to mere spiritual warfare, right? And I think a lot of times we spiritualize things that really are natural. And especially coming from a perspective where many of us are of the Christian faith, I think that it is necessary to understand that everything is not a demon, everything is not a spirit, everything is not, you know, we call everything the spirit of. Or you got the spirit of being quiet, or you got the spirit of sitting down too much, or whatever the case may be, not understanding that there's a psychology and a psychosis that goes to this that has to be dealt with some type of genotype that has possibly happened within our culture, in our community, and in that individual's life. So I think a lot of times we overlook things because we expect God to come down and touch and deliver in the whole of Asha, and not understanding that there's simply sometimes a counseling method that is needed to
some practical things. Yes, sir.
Right, a pathology that's there, that's present. So I think mental health is something that I think that we need to encompass, understand that it's not even only just diagnosing a sickness, but it is also maintaining a health. It's also doing those things to realize, wait a minute, it's not cool if you sitting on the couch and every time you sit on the couch, you falling asleep. It's not cool. There's a mental fatigue happening, and we have to look at the symptoms and the signs that let us know that our mental health is being challenged. Yes. And I think that's one of the main things. We need to find out this isn't normative. And sometimes we become functional dysfunctionist, because we're used to how things are operating in an abnormative manner. So we don't take the time to expose it, deal with it, and say, no, this ain't cool. This ain't right. We need to fix it. And especially as men, sometimes, you know, we don't want to be vulnerable. Nick, we want to say, we want to say, I ain't no punk, or whatever the case may be. Sorry, that Chicago.
When they be punks, though.
Huh?
They be saying, I ain't no punk, but they are, though.
Bro, let me tell you something.
That's true,
really,
bro.
don't know real dudes say I ain't no punk. Only punks say I ain't no punk.
Right.
It's like saying I ain't scared of you just because you are scared. You just said
no need to
explain. Talking about right. You know what I'm saying? You answering questions that ain't asked because you are that state of being. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So so I feel like once that's been addressed, that listen, it's not effeminate to have a problem, my brother. You human. You know what I'm saying? It's not effeminate to have an issue that you can't figure out. You're human. If Jesus even needed the mentor of the Father, how much more do you need the mentor of a father figure? You know what I'm saying? That will help you deal with some things in your life. So I feel like I'm talking a lot. So yeah, so that's my perspective on it.
Real good.
I love that. Anybody else want to tackle on that? Because we have a lot of, I found out we got a lot of crazy people in the church. Anybody want to talk about that?
It's God plus therapy.
Hey, love it. That's it.
And I think sometimes people are crazy because they haven't been introduced to anything else.
Come on, man. Come on.
Wow.
Come on, Bishop.
Because they're crazy because that's all they've been exposed to. And they're fighting giants that they shouldn't have had to fight, but because mom and daddy didn't get help, they passed down giants that they were supposed to kill that they never did. So
come on, brother.
My level of mental instability plus mama and daddy's level of instability, and maybe grandpa and grandpa. So there's generations of mental instability that our people are dealing with, that if we're not careful, the only thing we pass down is death. We don't pass down freedom. We don't pass down help. We don't pass down the pathway to get help. And even if I don't got all the help, at least I should be able to point my sons and daughter into a place where, listen, you're going to have to get this together. And again, prayer changes things, but so does sitting down, being able to dialogue and talk to somebody. I have a therapist, so I'm talking from experience, bro.
Amen.
I have a therapist, and I didn't know some of the stuff I dealt with was because of some of the stuff I never dealt with.
Let's normalize therapy. What is wrong?
What I'm dealing with is what I never dealt with, and it dealt with me. And when it dealt with me, I wasn't ready for the results.
Come on, Bishop.
Wow.
So now I look crazy because I don't know how to consciously think through this.
Well, I also, and let me just say this, and I don't know who was just talking. I wasn't trying to cut you off.
No, you good.
Black people work well in dysfunction. So we have taken dysfunction and normalized it. We have taken, everybody supposed to get hit in the mouth when they don't do what somebody tell them to do, or everybody got touched at grandpa's house. Like that's, we deal with it and then we move away and block it off. But and I've been to hell of therapy. I've been going to psychiatrists since I was like 11. I do not have a problem laying on a couch and telling people it started when I was a 5th grader. Because really the therapy is amazing because you tell everybody or people you think that's close and people that say, trust me and just tell me, and then they judge you. And that's it. Oh, you got molested when you was young. Oh, your parents is alcoholics. That means you an alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know how to say, hey man, what you telling me right now is way bigger than me, homie. But I know they got hella doctors that's free and some you could pay for with some good copay. Let's just talk to somebody. And we need to talk. And I think, and I was just saying this on a Zoom recently, they should have therapy in these schools in the inner city, like by elementary, by the 5th and 6th grade. You should really go talk to somebody, because a lot of Black people, by the time they 10, they done seen it all. They done seen way too much.
My business, man. My business is a mental health business. My brother and I own the business of O&M Family Care, where we provide assistance to kids from the ages of 5 through 24. We try to put the males with the males and the females with the females, so it can be more relatable. And they eliminate us from going to the schools now because something transpired between the counselor and the teacher, so they kicked us out of the school. So what we do is we'll pick them up in the morning, get them some breakfast, and tell them to go have a good day, drop them off at school. We'll try to go to their sporting events, and we sit down and counsel them in their areas of weakness and try to prevent them from getting in the system. I have a judge on speed dial. She's the judicial judge, and I let her know I go to court with the kids. I go and fight for them.
That's good,
I was like,
man.
this kid is a part. He's a part of my program, and I don't think Florida Parish is going to benefit him either. You know, that's what our juvenile facility is here, and I'm blessed to be able to help these kids and be able to point them in the right direction. But they don't let us in the schools anymore because of what transpired. But we are fighting, trying to get back because of one bad apple. But definitely mental health is on the rise, and we're getting so many kids. We have 50 employees that work for us, man, and God is blessing it tremendously. So counseling and therapy is very much needed. And these young boys just need somebody to talk to. I'm talking about the kid who pulled a gun, who didn't know he had a gun in his book sack because the mama hid it, the boyfriend gun. I had to go get involved in that, you know. And the kid didn't know it was in his book sack, but the kid got in trouble. And the mom is just come up to the school raising hell. It's your fault. So everything stems from these parents and what they learn. These kids learn at home, and we're working with the parents as well to eliminate all of these issues, man. And God is blessing it, man. We've been doing it going on 8 years too, man.
Well, Titus, what's amazing about that, homie, is everything I heard you doing is everything that a father must do. Every man on here tonight gave a story about, hey, my son just got a car. My daughter just took the whip and went to, hey, my son I just dropped off that is the bottom line common denominator.
Absolutely. No father.
The Black community is the moms are pretending to be the mother and the father, but when she didn't have a father, and she did, and her mama and her auntie and her grandma just sat around and hated on men, and all men is horrible, and but that's the generational dysfunction that we pass on. So now you're 9 as a little girl saying, I don't need a man because your father, what 9-year-old? I can't. When that girl got shot, I fell on my knees. I fell on my knees like they killing the babies. Like I got a daughter, 14. Next, I got a 21-year-old too. I ain't missed nothing. I ain't miss a birthday. I ain't miss a you so beautiful. I ain't miss daddy-daughter dates. I ain't miss opening a door. They ain't never opened a door in 21 years and in 14 years. They would think something was wrong with me if I ain't opened a door.
Right.
So it's the father piece. And I know y'all
definitely, man,
all Jesus-y and
no doubt.
Hey, because that's right.
These homes I go to is single parents, single mothers.
Of course,
man,
they are.
And no father is there. So you're definitely right, man. Jason, you can go, man. My bad, but I just want
No. Keep going. Keep going. Y'all hit on.
Clay,
I'm finished.
Yeah.
Clay, you've been waiting for a minute. Go ahead. Say yes.
No. I'm just. I think too that is what's wrong with our industry. So you have a lot of generational insecurity, talented people.
Wow.
And so now we have elevated the talent, you know what I mean? And we've never dealt with the issues of, that's why the attitudes and different things are the way that they are when you're around them, because a lot of people can't have regular conversations like we having right now. They wouldn't know what to say. They wouldn't know what to do. It's because of those generational insecurities and things that they've dealt with that they've never talked to nobody about. I've been around artists and I've sat there and I've been like, what? Like, I can't even have no regular conversation with you. It has to always be about a song or music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then once that's done, you quiet and you in your phone like this. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
they be in your phone, homie. They be on the Candy Crush, homie. They don't want to talk to no real dude, dog.
He talking right though. He talking.
It ain't just the industry
right.
though. That's the church. That's the church at large through history.
Yeah, man.
It's not just the industry. It's the church that we have. Okay, for instance, we have mastered the art of finding out somebody's business and blasting them.
Wow.
I'm talking about the Bible people. We have mastered the art of being messy. But what we have not mastered is the Bible that says, even when your brother is overtaken in a fault,
go restore him.
Spiritual, restore something. So we don't have a history of restoration.
Man.
Right.
And that's the reason we're still hurting. So that means I can be a Grammy Award winner, Stellar Award winner, all that. But because I never got restored,
man.
Right.
So I never got restored. I just got tolerated because I got a gift.
Woo!
Come on, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
That means I got to protect my platform and my place.
I love it.
Anybody that looks like they coming for me, I got to come for you because I got to protect where I am versus saying, let me get healed. So you got a bunch of grown, immature.
Yeah.
Say, yeah.
Hey, go ahead.
Come on. Man, cats making livings off a mess, man.
Well,
just exposing other people's, mess.
Titus, I could come. Where you at right now? I could come and give you $5.
And the grind is a grind. But when do we start restoring people, though, man?
Right,
Bishop and Titus, y'all touching on some things tonight. But y'all tapping right into it. Y'all always in the flow with me. That's why I love my brothers. That's why I gotta have y'all on every time we do this. Y'all always in the flow with me. We got people making it off of foolery. The church loves the church, and I say the church at large. We are the church. We understand that. The church is not a building. We are the church. The church is in us. We are the church. But I'm talking about we have created a culture where we celebrate these kind of foolery. We love foolishness. We don't love substance. We love foolery. We love mediocrity. We don't appreciate true greatness, but we love mediocrity. We celebrate it. We put it on a pedestal, sometimes a little higher than we should. What do we say to that? Anybody could touch on that.
Well, let me say that a lot of these gospel songs is going #1, but only got like 800 single sold. Like it's a way different billboard.
Something's up.
Don't get me started, dog, because I'll be like,
come on, bro.
Oh, they #1? Wow. Okay, I'm actually on a syndicated morning show. Never heard of them.
You know what's crazy about that too? Cats is paying to get that.
Of course.
Yeah,
you
man.
know what I'm saying?
You can.
Yeah, and I had to say for me, like I ain't even done y'all show yet. I'm just now after being on.
I'm telling TJ to call you tomorrow.
You know what I'm saying? And my thing is,
let's go.
Thank you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, it's because, like I said before, it's the fact of, if somebody sees somebody else that knows who they are, you know what I mean? I know Titus knows who he is. I know you and Bishop. I know y'all know who y'all are. You can see it in your demeanor. It's the fact that you are not afraid. I don't want nobody around me to always tell me when I'm right. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got a whole bunch of people that are on these pedestals that have said, and they've been praised and praised and praised, and nobody said, "Hey, bro, your attitude sucks."
Hey, Jason, ain't nobody. They're gonna be mad at me about this one, but if they stop being homosexuals and not saying they homosexuals, then maybe it won't be no problem. But this is what. So I live. Hold on. Let me just say this. This why I like a secular homosexual, because they're gonna dress like a homosexual.
They're gonna tell you who they are. They're gonna tell you who they are.
Full-blown homosexual. They don't have no problem with you not liking that they are homosexual. You understand me? But then when you come into the religious side, the religious spectrum, you got full-blown pastors hating homosexuals, but you're gay, sir.
Yikes.
So what I won't play is the who doing. Listen, they don't never want to hear from me because I'm not a homosexual, and I'm not saying anything is wrong with being a homosexual, because one of the commandments is mind your own business. I don't want to be in heaven trying to tell somebody why I was mean to a homosexual. I'm cool with everybody. You take that up with Jesus, but at least a secular homosexual gonna be them. You gotta weed through how many people I know. Come on, man. They hate when I start talking about this.
Listen,
they gotta take other calls and jump off the Zoom.
No, you don't. No, they don't, because
they gotta log. We gotta log off the Zoom.
Like Pastor Mike Jr. said, I'm a choir director. You know what I mean? So
we've dealt with them. We've dealt with them.
I'm already in a market where I'm in a whole bracket by myself. I'm the dude. You know what I'm saying?
But hold on. You know what, Jay? I'm gonna let you finish on your point. I'm gonna let my brother. Hold on. I'm gonna let Jay finish on his point. But we always talk about the homosexuals, and once again, we praying for you, whatever. Everybody
got whatever too fast. Don't say we praying whatever.
We praying for you. No, I'm just saying. Everybody got their thing. We praying for you. You know what I'm saying? But there I will say this. There is some people out there living holy. I will say that. But let's just not talk about these homosexuals. We got lesbians too.
I mean, they homosexuals, dog. You don't even
No. We always base it with a man. We always talking about the men.
That's because that's the only person I can talk on. I don't like, You know what I fear?
Well, don't tell us
I
what you
never
like.
had a period.
Don't tell us what you like.
No. I never had a period, so I don't know what to tell my daughter. You understand me? I don't know how to have a conversation.
Got you. Got where you going now. I got where you going.
I get they mama. I get my mother.
Got
I get my sister.
Yeah.
I'm a man. So I only want to talk to you about man stuff. When you get too girly on me, I'm going to check out. I'm a dude. It ain't
right
nothing.
wrong,
it's
bro.
not personal.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, bro.
Right, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Man, definitely nothing wrong with it, man. You got to stand for what you are, man.
And what my thing is, it has become so rampant, and no sin is greater than the next. We do know
it's not.
that.
Yeah, right.
But I'm talking about a level of standard. You know, where are the ones? You know, where is the standard outside of the gift?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that when I say what I say, you know, because I'm cool with everybody. On you know.
Yeah, me too.
I don't want, you know, I got some that are in my choir and they understand and they know where I stand.
My family and
you know
anything.
what I mean?
It ain't enough prayer. They got it.
Yeah. So my thing is,
Titus.
Who is the standard?
Terrible.
You know what I mean? Where?
This nigga terrible. This nigga's terrible. I love it. I'm sorry.
I love it.
Uncut, bro. I love it.
Listen, but my thing is there has to be a standard.
Correct.
You know, I just feel like, you know, it's been
anything goes.
Just anything goes now, and it's been a Mack truck, a diesel, that you're supposed to put diesel fuel in that we've been putting unleaded in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we can't
You've been putting sugar in it.
You know what I mean?
And sugar does not go on grits. But anyway, go ahead.
I'll stop putting sugars in these 18-wheelers.
Sugars don't go on grits.
And then I would like to say this, and they're gonna be mad part 2.
Oh God, there he goes.
It's a lot of it. Outside of what they say, they gene and they born with it, it's because they was raised by their mama, and they watch, and boys watch their mama do girl things, and then sat under their mama when she was putting on her makeup when they was 7 and 8 and 6, and saw the beauty in it, and have a warped sense of who they are because there was no. It goes back to because there was no man there. That's all I'm saying.
Right, you got it.
All homosexuals write Trevone. This ain't had nothing to do with Griff.
Don't write me. What you talking about? Write Griff. Wait. I want y'all to send y'all, because I didn't say nothing against y'all. Send the mail to Get Up Mornings with Erica and Griff. You send it to them.
So I was taught to hate the sin, love the person. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
That's my
Yeah, man.
Hey, man.
Me too, man.
Hey, man. I'm a sinner like everybody else, and sin don't have a hierarchy. I was taught to hate the sin, love the person. And if they can do that for me, then we will all live the same, because my sin is it is very important that we remember that we're all flawed. Even Jason saying all entertainers and broadcasting everywhere, and you know what I'm saying, I got so many gay people in my family, but my question has always been, why nobody addressed it? Why have we been acting like this isn't happening, and we already full 20-something years in it? But that goes to the dysfunction, that goes to the everything, the abuse, the homosexuality, the child molestation, the everything, the poverty. It's all in one thing. And guess what? Everybody's walk with the Lord ain't the same.
I agree. Yeah,
it's just not the same. But Jason and Titus and me and Bishop, we around the hood a lot. So everybody just be like, hey, why don't you tell me?
Y'all ain't the only ones in the hood.
before I kill somebody.
Right,
Big
Perry.
homie, straight up. Hey man, straight up.
That's my
man.
bad, Perry. I ain't want to just make you.
My problem.
Put me out there. I'll be in the hood.
Hey,
My
yo,
problem
Perry.
becomes.
Perry.
Yeah, bro.
Perry.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, tell Griff, hey, don't let the light skin fool you, bro. I used to run GD under the 6-point star
Well,
South
come
Side
on,
Chicago.
I'm man.
Come on, baby. Come
Oh,
on, you gotta
man.
tell him no. Listen,
Hey, tell him, don't let him fool you, man. 6-point star GD until the Lord deliver.
That's
Oh,
right.
man.
Now,
I actually know what that means.
Griff.
yeah, absolutely. Listen.
Griff, before he married Beyonce, he was out here putting that work in. You understand? Better respect my man's
But
game.
you know what? And that gets me to this point. I'm gonna tell you something. Because in the church, there wasn't a lot of male validation. I went to the streets with my big brother. And my big brother told me, he said this, check this out. He said, man, I don't want my little brother being in church and have to be a punk and get beat up. So my brother took me south of Chicago, hear me, Danville, Illinois, and blessed me in GD. All right? I mean, you got blessed in the chest. A lot of people, they see me singing this Isle on the Sparrow, but they don't know the process behind this jump, right?
Come on,
so I was a little kid, and I had the dichotomy of being in church, but as well being in the hood, because it was that, check this out, it was that secular, unsaved, getting beat up so I could represent the black and blue, my nigga. I mean, you know what I'm saying? To be sure, to be validated, because he said, I want you to be sure, but this is the method of manhood that was exposed to me because it wasn't present in the church. And the only role we saw as a man in the church was the one getting the money, or the one getting the women, or the one preaching while we was going home, 4 people in the house broke. You feel me? Yeah. So, and it goes back also to what Jason was saying, in the sense that when you speaking to the industry, when you are in the industry, there wasn't a lot of male validation. Brothers were celebrated when their voices are high and when it does sound like a woman. Let's be honest. You go to a church service, when my voice changed, and I turned into a full baritone, they wasn't shouting then. They weren't speaking in tongues then. But have an individual who got half the skill, none of the anointing, but able to sing in Karen Clark Cheers range, everybody shouting and falling out.
Wow.
The industry celebrates this. So we want to be honest about the fact of it. I thank God for Pastor John P. Key, who took me in as a teenager.
Hey, is that the realest dude in the whole world?
One of the realest. That's a real nigga.
Pastor Key.
That's a real nigga. We love you, Pastor. I'm not calling him. I'm sorry.
Is a triple OG, dog.
Listen, man. I thank God for, he's a real dude. You know, I had, and a lot of you don't remember, but the late, great James Moore, all the way, sir. You know what I'm saying? So if it wasn't for these individuals, man, my mindset would have been like, man, I guess, but we need that kind of validation. But the industry is so sectarian, because let me tell you this, a lot of times you don't become a brother to somebody until you make number one. Once you get number one, then it's all my little brother. Oh, my, oh, this is my sister. Oh, what's up, little
nephew.
Bro? What's up? You know, when you 30 and down,
right.
When you 30 and down on them BDS charts,
yo, when he said,
as soon as you get to number 5, oh, my little sister. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is we only validate those whom we deem are successful.
That's true.
So if we would take the time to validate the individual who may be 112, you understand what I'm saying? But in that, they need that male validation. They say, listen, bro, listen, you can be a whole man and sound like a man. And look like
brother.
Yes, sir. And be a man and still be successful. So I think a lot of it comes from old gatekeepers not being able to receive the Davids, Saul, because you're afraid of the 10,000 that they may slay. So, and you're afraid to give that validation, which is manhood.
You're preaching now,
you know, to somebody else, and they know you can be successful in this. So I think that's where a lot of that comes from. And I have the pleasure of working in special education as well. So I deal with mental health all the time, and it's something that I do as I feel as vocation. And a lot of our young brothers, just to bring it back to a secular perspective, a lot of the young brothers who dealing with mental health issues, they're labeled as EBD, emotional behavior disorder children, and they're labeled at the age of 3rd grade, and that they're busy building prisons right now based upon the reading level and based upon the attendance and behavior of 3rd-year-old minority brown and black brothers. You feel what I'm saying? So we need to not only validate in church, but those who are men of God, those who do love the Lord, you got to validate. That's why I applaud Titus, because I see people every day not being validated. Young boys not being validated. And because of that,
right,
that's why they go astray. That's why they try to identify with that which has been loyal to them, their mother. That which has been solid to them, their sister. Right. That which been a consistent basis to them, Mother Jenkins on the mother's board. That's why you got men in church. Let's talk about it. You got men in church. They'll rather quicken and sound like Mother Jones than Deacon Willie. It's because Mother Jones is the one. That's who you talk about in the church. You don't never hear nobody say, hey, let's pray like the deacons. Oh, let's pray like the mothers. Oh, let's sing like the mothers. I'm like, my God, is there anybody in the church that's a man in the old school? You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that I think that we need to be present about and deal with on that aspect and become present. Become present. When we become present, I think the example will be there.
But how does that become a voice though? I think the question is how I think everything you said is spot on. And there's some people from where I'm from back home on the live tonight, and they can witness. Before I had my three biological children, I raised 6 that wasn't even mine.
Right up.
So
beautiful.
So at the end, and I worked as a dean of the 8th grade student body for a middle school. So I get it, but industry-wise, I don't have necessarily the platform or the voice that others have. So how do some of us who have the acumen, have the wherewithal to have these conversations, but don't necessarily have the avenues that others have that are now using those platforms, and it's not causing any awareness of anything? So how do we, Trey, how do we now take this message to now, instead of it just being 50 or 60 people hearing it, that now a community now is able to be, and I know we got, Griff do his thing and they be killing the thing, but I mean, how do we get this message to the masses? Titus doing his thing, but he's doing it in his section. So how do we take Titus and put him in an environment that they don't know anything about, that don't understand it, and now cause a synonymous energy, which becomes synergy? How do we cause a synergy in our community to now cause change? Because change gonna come. We just got to make sure it's the change we want.
Wow.
Wow.
And I say this is why we need. This is why we all need. And I know what aspect you're speaking of, but this is why we all need each other. We cannot shortchange anything. If whatever my brother Jay is doing, I'm bigging up. Whatever Griff is doing, I'm bigging up. I see him go live, I hop on. Whatever I see him doing, whatever help any way I can help Titus. Whatever I see him doing, I'm bigging up.
Yeah, man.
We need each other. If we're going to get the message to the masses, we got to all take on that same approach. When did things start to change or happen? I want to tell you right now, if it wasn't for athletes like LeBron and Snoop Dogg and so many entertainers speaking out about the Derek Chauvin case, I'm not sure the man would have even gotten convicted. You get what I'm saying? When we start raising Cain, we can start getting some work done. You get my point? If we care enough to do something, you know what I'm saying? It's just like you and your community. If you don't own nothing, you don't have no voice, correct? If you don't take the platform that God has blessed you with, whether that be 20, 30, 40, 50, 300,000, and do something with that, you cannot, you can say, well, I don't have the influence that such and such. You don't have to. How do you think they started? They got started where they were. And that's another point. How important is it to get started where you are? Anybody can take that.
Absolutely, man.
Yo,
hey, let me echo off. Go ahead, bro. Man, I think I had like the number 70 record in the country, man. I was just landed in Memphis and I met Griff for the first time. Griff, probably heard of me, probably did, but he acted like he knew who I was, man.
That's
and I just wanted to give, and I remember that did something to me, bro. We rode on the bus. We was in St. Jude in Memphis, Tennessee, rode on the bus, chopped it up about sports, talked about his dog and everything. And that was Griff. And we took pictures. And the next week, you know, the Lord continued to bless. I was able to be on the show. Then I had the #1 record, and, you know, and I was still able to be on the show. But I just wanted to thank Griff. But because before he knew who I was, that sounded like something you can shout about right there.
You know, he did the same thing to me.
Come on.
But you know what? He gave me a shout out.
Like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. I didn't know, but I knew him on the radio. But when you meet somebody, you got to have that welcoming spirit. And it was welcoming. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up, big dog? Cool. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that, Griff. And I just wanted to shout that out.
I loved, I'm going to tell you, because you were surrounded by all these radio people. Number one, what he's talking about is once a year before COVID happened, the St. Jude Hospital bring in all radio personalities. And this one weekend or this 1 week, it's just all gospel radio personality. And they don't bring all the musicians in, they pick some. You know what I'm saying? So the ones that are there, if you're not Kirk or Yolanda or Erica, nobody really know you because they all programmers and direct, you know what I'm saying? We be just happy to see each other because we don't get to see each other all the time. So we be like, oh, my man, how is Richmond? Like, you know, but Titus just had this spirit of, I'm a peer. I'm with my peers. Sorry. And I didn't know who he was. I thought his name was fresh. I looked him up and I just loved how he was floating in different conversations and, you know, getting it in. Like, if you around all them, this is what I liked about you the most. You was around 900 radio people and you wasn't swapping out CDs and you wasn't looking all thirsty.
Right.
You wasn't looking all thirsty. That said a lot about your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Brother. You was there for them kids. You was there for St. Jude. And you and because of that, when your song came, I was like, oh, that's my dude.
Right.
Yo, listen.
And even Jason, like, I know Jason for decades. Jason been writing around.
Jason been writing since he was 2.
He gets it in. But he's somebody who get it in. But people like that, y'all got to know, Erica loved this genre. She loved gospel music. She would put every 77th person on the radio if she could, so they could have that feeling and they could know that God is able, and they ain't even got to say thank you, Erica. If she could be a bridge for the rest of her life like that, she cool with it. I ain't never met somebody, number one, so Jesus-y, but who really is an artist, who really is while y'all hearing songs and she be humming and writing down stuff and her husband walk in and, you know, she on air at 3 a.m. She live in LA. So we on from 5 to 9 Central, 6 to 10 Eastern, but she come on at 3. You know what I'm saying? So Warren just be coming in the house from being with some artists in the studio, and they just talk. She's such a machine. Like, I love her. But then in the end, sometimes she be a girl. She be, you know, she a wife, she a mama, she got a daughter, she got sisters, she got, you know what I'm saying? So it's amazing to watch her balance what God gave her, but also maintain who she is. Like, I think that's what make her so special. She just be Erica all the time. She never playing the Hollywood game. If she like your music, she gonna tell you for reals. If she don't, she gonna say I'm cool. Like, that's it. But I fight for folk because it's easy. If Jason said, Griff, when we get off this and Jason say text me and he send me a song, I'm gonna let Erica hear it and then we gonna have him on. It's that easy. It's nothing to talk about. Like, it's no Bishop, and it's not the same process as it used to be. It was a lot of gatekeepers, but a lot of them died, and a lot of them is sick and dying right now. And they really didn't have, you stupid. They really didn't have as much pull as they thought, and they starting to look crazy. So,
oh my God.
Yo, let me tell you.
Back to John P. Key being the realest. If it was 2 more John P. Keys in the genre, I would be good.
Listen, Let me tell you what's so ironic about talking about children and what we're doing and having Griff on. It was about maybe 3 or 4 years ago. We was on the middle of a red carpet. And I told him, I said, man, my class, which were most EBD kids, man, I said, man, they listen to you every morning talk about these made up Bible stories, right? And I said, yo, man, I said, Griff right there said, hey, man, what's your class name? What's your school name? Do y'all know Griff left Vegas? A couple of days later, announced the school on there and gave a shout out to the class.
Wow.
I couldn't get my class under control for about 35 minutes, man.
Wow.
Like 35. They're like, man, Griff's at my school, man. You know, so it is the impact when you were talking about your sphere that you represent. Like, you never know, especially with this social media age, you never know who is in those views that make up that number, right? You never know whose station, what one radio may have 50 people listening to it, like we did in our classroom. So like, you never know the breadth and width of your sphere as long as you remain consistent in it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is really what happens when we don't see the materialization of a mega impact doesn't mean that it's not one occurring. So I think to answer Trevone's to his point, or whoever I think my bishop brought the point up, what it is when consistency meets consistency, that's when it brings change. If there was only one day of boycott, it wouldn't be no Jim Crow laws to be abolished.
That's what
it has to be consistency, meeting consistency. And when I do my 10 and you do your 500 and we do our 30 million, it's one vote that can overturn an entire regime. You know what I'm saying? But you need all those numbers to get to that brink of it needing to be one. So I think as things like this continue, as things like this is perpetuated, I think it will begin to echo. You know what I'm saying? And I heard somebody say once before, a building that seats 1,000 people first has to be entered by one. You know what I'm saying? So everything has to be filled by one, man. So I think this is the road to it. And I just want to bring that shout out to you, man. Because man, when he talked about that, I was like, yo, I forgot about when Griff did that with the kids.
I think it's the consistency that no matter what stage you're on, you remain who you are. And let me continue.
No compromise.
Let me continue with the Griff appreciation service.
Come on, man.
So the first year,
I had to go there.
The first year that we got nominated for that Stella for You Deserve It. So a lot of people had heard my voice, but never really seen me. They didn't know it was me on the song. They didn't know. They just heard the voice. So I'm on the red carpet for the Impact Network because they asked me to host. So I'm getting a couple artists, you know, and they're coming down, and I was like, yo, they kind of played me to the left. Like one, I ain't gonna call no names, like played me hard to the left, like but just to play me real hard to the left, like to the left. I mean, to the left.
Call him out. Let me stop.
But then one of the people said, well, he's nominated for a couple of Stellas or whatnot. Oh, what up, bro? I mean, I didn't know that was you. No, nigga.
That's how they do. But when we find out you're not number 180,000, now you're number 5.
Listen,
hey, what up, nigga?
This was it. This had to be, this is 2017, I believe. And I interviewed Griff on the carpet. And the first, I was like, yo, you know, he was like, Bishop, oh, you a bishop? You know, in that voice, he's like, I did. And I mean, and I still have that video. I chopped my best interviews that year was Griff, Warren. I interviewed him. I mean, it was just real down to earth. People wasn't no whole hoop. I mean, he was cool being there. You know, it was all that. But I mean, he was just real down to earth and even though he didn't know me at the time, they had played the song over and over again. But I never really said, I'm this guy. He just kind of welcomed me like, yo, you one of the dudes, we out here. And he was a real dude on the carpet. I mean, he was an actual man, not just
a real dude too. That's why I stayed and talked to you.
Listen,
I wanted to only talk to you. I mean, it was.
I hate him. Anyway, I wanted to talk about this because there's so many pioneers on here, and there's so many people that's coming in and out of the room, and I know they need to hear this tonight because sometimes they see the glitz and the glamour. They see Griff is on Get Up Mornings with Erica doing his thing, got this featuring in this TV show and that. They see Jason writing for the biggest stars of our gospel artists and even crossing over genres. They see Titus performing for the Stellar Awards. They see Brian Andrew Wilson, you know, doing his thing and tearing up the charts. They see Bishop Cortez Vaughn able to go just about anywhere he can go. They see that. They want that immediately. They want that immediately. They don't want to wait. And I want someone to speak to the point where growing while you go and how greatness takes a long time. What do we have to say about that?
Can y'all see this? Do y'all see what this is?
What is that? What's happened? What's that?
This is probably about I'd be counting them sometimes, then I stop, but it's probably 271 to 311 mustard seeds.
Come on in here.
Watch them.
Come on in here.
I look at them all the time, but my mother actually gave me a mustard seed with the verse when I was 9. So I always knew the size of a mustard seed. It wasn't something that I just heard in the Bible. And so as a very little kid, I started saying, I know I got the faith of a marble. That's bigger than a mustard seed. Mm-hmm. I know I got the faith of a Matchbox car. I know I got the faith of an apple. I know I got the faith of this gas station. You know what I'm saying? And then I just built my faith up to the size of a planet. Now, if you got the faith the size of a planet, what can you move now? But I look at these mustard seeds because these are the beginnings.
Come on in here.
I'm from California, where I live, where I'm from. We got these red oak trees, these giant trees, right? But they live for 10,000 years. It take 11 people, me and Titus and Bishop size, to try to hug one of them. They so big, but they start off the same. They need to be dark redwood trees. They need to be dark. They need to be wet. They need to be still. They need to be, and then when that little part come up, then the rest is history. But some of us have been brought into this social media age where you be funny one time for 30 seconds and now you viral, but when they see you in person and you got to do an hour, you got 14 minutes maybe. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's exposing people. I love that it's giving people a chance. I'm not going to be the old guy to be like, social media, I love it. I love that you could be 3 African girls, but y'all do videos and everybody watch your videos, and now you on you know, all the talent shows, and that, you know, it can happen like that too. But if you don't have the faith, and then this is what I love, if you ain't got mustard seed faith, God ain't got nothing for you, dog. It's this big. Like, if you ain't got that much of a faith, dog, you kind of sorry. And that's God's nicest way of saying, I ain't good for a mustard seed or some faith. So you have to put in the work. You have to be Jason writes. One hit, right. That one hit, right. It don't stop. It don't, Jason.
Let me tell you what's crazy, and it's my Griff story. I'm just keeping 100. Right. Me and Tall Ron, Skinny Ron, Ronald Cummins running around the boat clowning. Radio. I mean, and look,
it was my first time on the boat too.
It was our first time on the boat. I'm gonna show y'all. Anthony Brown was on the boat, but he was walking up behind Marette Brown Clark. Nobody knew who Anthony Brown was at that time. Yeah. Number 2, Todd Galbraith was on that boat. Nobody knew who Todd Galbraith. When they introduced Griff, we was in the audience. Everybody's like, man, who is this cat? John Gray introduced him. You know what I mean? And bro, he had the room cracking up laughing. You know what I'm saying? I was on the boat singing background with Bishop Heads. Yep. Nobody knew who I was at all. And I'm saying that because we all kicked it. We was out when we got off the boat. We was on the beach acting a fool. All of the fellas, we just all connected because we was all cool out by the pool. When we
was
eating,
so much fun, dog.
It was so much fun. That's probably why they shut it down, because we was having too much fun. They had to shut it down, bro, because we was but I'm saying this to say it was processed, man. Like, you know, we all didn't know that at this moment we all gonna be on here together 15 years later. You know what I'm saying? Talking, wow. And Griff's on the #1 show, and Anthony Brown is huge, and Ty Galbert, everybody knows his songs, and you know, and Titus Showers is #1. It's the process, man. Like, and if you don't, if you just search for the stage, then you gonna miss the process. Erica Campbell been knowing me since the Righteous Riders. And I didn't even know. She was like, Jay, we used to listen to y'all back in 2000, 2001. And I was with a rap group and I didn't even rap. You know what I'm saying? I didn't rap. I can't
he was
rap.
the ghostwriter.
I did all the hooks on the record. Yeah. And the crazy thing about it with the Righteous Riders, Ty Scott at the time, because I didn't rap, they didn't put me on the front cover. They put me on the back. Because they was like, dude, don't rap, he sings. But they kept putting out the singing songs. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it was processed. Then that shut down. And then I went to writing. It takes time. You're All I Need wasn't even a single.
Yeah.
You're All I Need was track 9 on the album. Wow. It didn't become a single until I just released it. It was never a single. Nobody had ever heard the song. Because when God is on it, and God is in it, and God is in control, he's going to do it, and he will get the glory, and not everybody else.
Yeah, man. In the process of time, brother.
Yeah, man, it's a time thing. And then You're All I Need to Better, that was 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Man. So it took time, and then everybody want to jump on. Oh, now you got a #1. Now everybody want me to write. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I've been right, but like you said, it was boom, ba, 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 boom. It was being ready in those moments and understanding that long time ago when I used to see Ron Canoli and Alvin Slaughter be the only Black dude standing in front of an all-white choir on the infomercials, I used to be like, man, I'm gonna travel with that cat one day. I'm gonna be like that cat. And then in the process of me being in the background, I fill up 2 passports traveling with Ron Canoli. And he's a father to me. He's shown me the ropes. And you see what I'm saying? It takes time. You know, don't negate the process to the success. You're gonna miss out on what God's trying to teach you.
Absolutely, man. And around here, man, my family and I started singing, you know, at churches, man. And we finally came out with an independent record in 2009. Nobody heard of it. But then my sister researched the business, man. She had her business in order, man. And God blessed our 2 family projects, The Showers. We got Dion Kippen, he was writing for us. Myron Butler produced. You know, we definitely had Tasha Page Lockhart to do some production. And that was even before I started writing. But when I was with those guys, I would pick their brains, man. I was like, man, what do I need to do, bro? And you know, Dion wrote better, man. We would stay up 3 a.m. We'd go hang out, bro, boom. And he'll tell me what I need to do. And then, man, and finally in 2016, I started writing. And then in 2019, I wrote my whole album. And then the album that I wrote in the pandemic, I collaborated with Vaughn Phoenix and Lucius Hoskins to write my whole project, man. It's definitely, you know, I knew what to do because I learned from somebody in timing, process of timing. I didn't get wearied, man. I went to go study from somebody, learn from somebody. They tutored me and told me what to do, man. And God indeed has blessed me as an independent artist. And you know, and I looked at some of the units when I got it at the end of the year, and I was like, man, all these people, you know, heard my record, man, and it was just a dream come true because of the humble beginnings. You know, my father's faithfulness, man, paid off. It's 10 of us, man, 12 people living in a home with 1.5 bathroom, man. Don't understand how we came from out of that, man. But I'm just give God the glory because all 10 of us own our own business. We work for each other. My sister, the president of the company, she has 3 businesses. My sisters work for her. We have a driving academy. And, you know, all of this stuff happened and people used to laugh and talk about you, man. But God is a rewarder, man. And in the process of time, man, all of these things happen, man. It didn't happen overnight. People laughed at you, man. But God say, don't get weary, my son, in well-doing. For in due season, you shall reap if you faint not, man. So,
but the don't get weary part is the part that people do. So for you to fight through the weary, because the weary, when you're a creative, the weary comes often because you always in your head. Right. You're always trying to say, well, if I do it like this, you know, I just got married and my wife now says, what you thinking about in that giant brain of yours? What you over there think about? And I must look like I done checked out of what we watching TV. What you think about? Hey, we could go to Johannesburg from October to April and stay there and then come back. Like I'm literally, but since God made us that way, we have to know that it's a time and a season for those things.
I'm sorry. Somebody say something. As the brothers were talking, I don't know. Did I always speak over somebody? Was somebody speaking?
Go ahead.
Bishop was.
Bishop. You just spoke over the bishop, but it's okay.
I shall not be cursed for this season of my life.
I was just jumping off of Griff, man. It's really, there's a difference between getting and being.
Oh,
and you can get weary, you just can't be weary.
Come on, Bishop.
So Griff said he just got married, but now he has to be married.
Come on, Bishop.
Now being what you
got. You can linger
so
there
even if you get weary, just don't be weary.
Be weary.
Yes, sir.
Talk.
So the Bible says, be ye not weary. That means don't make it a cycle in your well-doing. You're going to get tired. He even tells the enemy comes to sift you as wheat, but I pray that your faith, he didn't say you wouldn't be sifted. He just said in the midst of sifting, I pray that your faith will kick in and it will not fail. So we're going to get weary because weary lets you know how close you are. Because you only get weary when you're close to what you need to accomplish and what you need to
I'm going to go back and hear that. I'm going to go back and hear that, man.
That's the time weary is when you're at the break of breaking through.
Come, Bishop. Yeah,
because the enemy always wants to keep us breaking and never getting through.
Come on.
So you're gonna get weary, but not be, and it takes time. What the process does, and I'm done because I know Pastor got to say, because I know he got a word, he gonna prophesy real quick. They think
Pastor coming.
And shout out to Dion Kippings who was on the live.
Yeah, man. Shout out to
Dion. What up, bro?
That's my cat, bro.
My brother.
I just talked about that cat, man.
Yeah.
You did. You literally did. You did.
They say it takes 20 years to be an overnight success.
It does. It does.
What people see from us is what time taught us. And there's nothing, I'm not knocking, as Griff said, I'm not knocking nobody who felt like you got there overnight. But what you miss in the process is the maturity to handle whatever's coming to you.
My.
Because the process teaches you appreciation.
Yeah.
I was the music pastor at 16. I was doing worship for 20 years before You Deserve It hits the airway. I had done a whole album, produced it, wrote it, everything myself before that even happened, that I sold 5,000 copies and I thought I was doing good out of what they called in my trunk.
Man, that's a blessing.
And I thought I was
Doc.
But absolutely. It was only on the radio in my
50 grand, Doc.
That was it.
Yeah, man.
And that was in the day where you had the Righteous Riders and Dietrich Haddon was the success of Ty Scott Records. But nevertheless, let me go on and say my next point. But at the end of the day, what our process teaches us is not to take for granted what success will bring to you. Because when you handle it right,
yeah, man,
God will get the glory, but he'll let you get the credit.
Stop
I'm
it.
hanging up on that. I don't want to hear nothing else. I'm done.
Stop it, man.
But yeah, it's the process that teaches us how to handle whatever is about to be released in our life. So I'm out.
Stop it, man.
No, Pastor Wilson, go ahead.
Oh yeah. All right. Okay, sure. No, man, I was going to simply say, when the brothers were talking, man, a lot of times people skip the stages just to get to the stage. And a lot of times you miss the stages trying to reach the stage. But what that does, when you actually get to the stage, you are underdeveloped and become overexposed.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of people who reach that platform and they are deformed because they didn't go through the proper process. Their gift can move the crowd, but their integrity can't control their personal lives. And so what happens is when you allow that process to go through, it's called seasoned. And nobody wants food that is not seasoned. Nothing is taste-worthy if it's not seasoned. It may be presented, and that's what happens. A lot of gifts are presented, but then it's sent back because it's not seasoned well.
Wow.
So if we don't allow the process to season us, then what happen is we'll be presented before we're developed, or either we are underdeveloped and become overexposed. Now, the danger of being overexposed is this: you're seen, but it did not have the longevity that it was expected to have. You were exposed, but you were put out too quick. You were exposed, but you were with this one and that one and that one, and you couldn't handle not necessarily only your success, but check this out, the success of others. Because when you become successful, then you become heightened to the success of other people. And that's where competition comes in. And then even the spirit of sabotage. You'll start hating the brother and sister that is making it in the same realm as you, because they're no longer to compete. They don't complete you. Now they're competing with you. So I think in this process, when we're talking about development, when we're talking about spending time, when we're talking about the processes that it takes to get there, we need to also understand that notoriety doesn't mean success either. Because you can have a lot of people that know your name and your bank account still looks like, can I borrow a piece of gum? Okay.
Well,
you can have a million followers.
Well,
you can have a million followers and still not knowing how, still living out of your car. So success doesn't necessarily only mean notoriety, but it means there is wealth. There's a total encompassing in your emotion, in your career, and there's stability that comes from it. One of the people that I love the most had millions of followers. People know them, and I was surprised that they were living month to month by a check and still wasn't enough. So I think we have to, in this industry, and as men, to just get back on that topic real quick, we have to teach our peers even sometimes. And sometimes our peers got to be humble enough to learn from each other. I know there's things that I don't know, that I'll be like, yo, Jason, tell me, my brother, what I need to do. We need to learn from one another how to not just be known, but also be successful. And I think there's a difference there.
Come on,
that's
bro.
Real good, man.
Wow.
That's real, bro.
That's so powerful, and it's so loaded. Because shout out to James Mable. It's so loaded.
What up, brother?
And Dion Kipper, we love you. We see you in the chat, bro. You supposed
what up,
to be
Dion?
You supposed to be on this one. We got you on the next one.
Dion.
What he just said just took us all the way out. I say all the time, you cannot skip promise. You cannot skip process for promise. You cannot. There's no way around it. And I like how he talked about the cooking element, because I always say you got to be fully rotisserie. Nobody want nothing half baked or halfway done. I want to be fully cooked. I'm so glad that some opportunities that I could have gotten some years ago I didn't get, because I wasn't fully even developed yet. And had I got it at that time, I would have messed over it. You ought to be glad that God is a good father like that he doesn't give you things prematurely. We love our children. That's why we don't let them drive when they're 7 years old. You're looking at it like, I want to drive, daddy. I see I'm ready to get behind the wheel. No, you're not. You have some growing and some maturing to do before I can give you this big machinery to handle. And I love God because that's how he operates. And that's how you got to see it. And don't look at it negatively, like nobody love me. Nobody want to give me no shine. It's just not It's just simply not your time yet.
It's not your season, and it's not personal.
It's not
personal.
It's not.
That's good.
It's not, because everybody in this chat can talk on that, because everybody in this chat has been rejected at one point or another.
The rejection is awesome though, because
it is.
It's awesome, and it's so needed. So in comedy, if they don't like you, you get booed, right? It's no soft claps. It's no, maybe next. You get booed off the stage. And you got to eat that. You got to get in your car, drive home, and go, man, I'm going to kill myself. Like, it's the worst feeling ever. But I think everybody should get booed. I think, especially gospel singers, they be so lukewarm sometimes. They so used to giant churches clapping for them. But when you get booed, it's only two things that's going to come out of it. Number one, so I'm writing this show called Boo TV, where if you go to a restaurant, you get a steak, and the steak is horrible, you should be able to go in the kitchen and go, who made this? And they go, Tom made it. Boo, Tom, you the worst chef ever. It's only two things that's going to come for that. Number one, he going to quit. I don't want to make these stupid steaks anyway. Or he going to always remember how that felt, and he will never, ever in his life mess up a steak again. So sometimes what happens with the Christian comedians, because they only perform at pastor's birthday and first lady's anniversary, but it's always the 900 people, they don't know what it's like to do a smoke-filled club with 7 people in it, 4 of them watching the game, and the other 2 just not caring. So it's a process. Like, you don't just get to do 1,000 people.
Don't work like that.
You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate the ones who can. But when we was all talking about the cruise, the One Love cruise, I had never been around that many gospel people in my life. And I got a tattoo that say Order Steps of Fred Hammond. And when me and Fred was cool, because Jason, remember, we was always by the pool playing dominoes and talking crazy and really looking at the unsaved. But but now it was from then that I met everybody. To, you know, it was back then that they said, oh man, this dude to be real. Like, so it was a, you know, Coco Brother. I talked to Coco Brother yesterday.
Coco Brother.
Wow, you just took it back.
Coco Brother. Wow. It was Coco Brother that said, hey, give him a chance. Let him do. I used to do clean comedy on his show. So it's all we in the values of, hey, if Jason needs something, let me put him on. Hey, Bishop Cortez is my homie. Let me introduce him to. Oh, Trevone is my dog. I know a girl that, like, we just used to that. And people who don't know us don't know that all you got to do is ask. Like, just ask.
Yeah. And that's a really interesting to the answers you don't know, ask the questions. You know what I'm saying? You'll be surprised who will be willing to help you out. And success, I say this all the time because I pay attention to successful people all over the world. Success always leaves a clue. And one thing you'll find out from any successful individual, they all have their own formula, but most importantly, they all are consistent and they are disciplined. If you're going to be successful, you're going to have to be consistent and you're going to have to be disciplined. You say disciplined. Well, I'm disciplined. I wake up every morning at 3 a.m. and I get to whatever I'm doing. What are you, sometime, if you're doing it and it doesn't seem like you're getting success, are you ready to drop it? And do you ever stick to anything? Do you ever finish out anything? Do you start what you finish? You know what I'm saying? But you talking about you want more success. You can't handle more. That's why God won't give you more. He said, I'm giving more to those who can handle more. He will never put more on you than what you can stomach. So take that into fruition that we got some pioneers on here that can tell you it's hard. It's hard to be successful. It's hard to come out here every day and do what we do. But we make it look easy because at the end of the day, you know, this is our passion and we believe in ourselves that much. So we don't mind putting in the blood, sweat, and tears. With that being said, you know, there's a saying, you know what I'm saying? There's a saying, take great advice from great people. If you want to know how to get there, I got to ask somebody who's been there. I can't talk to those who look like they may know the way. I'm only talking to you if you've been to the street called straight. You can't tell me how to get there if you ain't never even passed by there before. So this is why I got people on here that can talk to you from that perspective. Some people want to come on and just get connected and say, well, you know, I want to be bro. We got to have people on that bring something to the table that can talk from genuine experience. James Mable, you in the dark. What's going on, bro? You got something to say on that part, bro? Or we know you was at church and you had an emergency. Go ahead and talk.
Yes, sir. Man, what up, fellas? Good to see you guys again. Griff, good to see you, man.
What up, Jay?
Man, let me tell you, what you just said was so vital, so important. And one thing we have to realize is you cannot expect people who are not going anywhere to proofread your vision. A lot of times we dumb down and suppress our uniqueness and who we are and what God has given us. And when you begin to talk with people who don't have that eye, especially like Brian was saying, who now look at you as competition, who now look at you as, you know, we're in this industry and we're trying to rise and go here, then you miss the totality of what you've been put on this earth to do. And so for those who are viewing out there, it's so vital and so important to keep people around you who can see beyond you, like beyond your current reality, and speak into that, man. So it's a powerful deal. And like you said, man, we have just some great brothers. I thank God for this bond and to look up, when you can look up and see people who are thriving in purpose and doing what God has called them to do, it just helps you push more. Number one, because when your motives are pure, anything is possible. And so, you know, as Grandma said, closed mouths don't get fed, but at the same time, you also have to put them to work and keep the right people around you, man. That matters. And it's so, we hear it all the time. I've been hearing this since I was a kid. But as you live a little bit and say good morning, you'll begin to realize that relationships matter on so many levels.
Oh man, that's bottom line.
That's good. That's good. That's real good. And I'm gonna tell you right now, and we get ready to get off in a minute because we all got to get some sleep, and I gotta try to catch some of the Lakers game. But I'm gonna say this. It's 90% work ethic, 10% talent. It's not all about your talent. That's going to help. That's going to catapult you to the next level. It's about your relationships, your resources, and how hard you're willing to go for this thing. Are you willing to lose sleep? Are you willing to travel? Are you willing to invest your own money, your own time, your own energy, and whatever it takes to be successful? You got to make that up in your mind.
You can't lose. It can't be like sleep. You got to keep it real with yourself. And are you ready to die for this? Are you ready at the end of the day to say, you know what? I did all, if I die tomorrow, I did the very best I could do and I can't do no more. You know what I'm saying? Are you ready to, it ain't about I don't even like to call them haters. They just people who love you so hard, they don't even know how to love soft. Poor baby.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't about them. It's about what are you willing, if God gave it to you, why do you keep telling God, I can't? I can't. Wow. I don't know how. Wow. It's too hard. No one's helping me.
Figure it out.
You got to start tapping into your relationship with the Father. And if you are his son, Jesus.
Yes, sir.
Come on. If you are his son, then some of that Holy Ghost power reside in you. And you got to start speaking to yourself like the Lord does. He says, I'm the apple of his eye. He called me young app.
Yeah.
You got to have a relation. You got to say, you know what, God, maybe that one wasn't for me, but man, whoever get it, I'm happy for them.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
You gotta
Yes, sir.
celebrate when you number 77. You gotta be like, man, I love number 44. When he make it, I'm right behind him.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Yeah.
But if
Yes,
you
sir.
don't
That's the
have
way you
that
do
spirit,
it.
so you just want to be number 77, skip everybody. Don't be cool with nobody and just go straight to number one.
That's
That
what they
ain't how
want.
it happened.
That's
And
what they
the
want.
best part about gospel music, Uncle G was telling me this, unlike hip hop, and I was at an R&B station and a hip hop station. Now I'm on a syndicated gospel station. Gospel music lives longer than R&B and hip hop. So you can have one song that stretch out 17 months.
Yeah, that's
you
a
know
fact.
what I'm saying? Like that's unheard of with rappers.
That's
like
a fact.
you can literally catch you a couple stellar wars, like
a few, quite a few.
You know what I'm saying? Right around April, and then coming around again, number one. You know what I'm saying? So it's as grown men. I love everybody on here. It's grown
Yeah, man.
stories. And Trevone, thank you for having me, man. I'm about
No
to
problem, bro. No problem.
Hey, I
bro.
need your email, Griff.
Are we gonna get
I
that?
almost
We're
told
gonna
you
get
out
that
loud.
Oh, but don't tell him out loud.
Jason, I got the same number 23 years this October 28th.
Oh, God.
You got the same number?
If you put Griff in your phone, I only got one number ever. My phone number got a birthday. But you know why? But like Trevone said, you know why? Because of my discipline and keeping my phone bill on. I felt like if a promoter was trying to call me and my phone went doo-doo-doo, then he gonna call Titus and say, hey, Titus, what's Griff's number? Titus gonna say, for what? Oh, I got a gig for him in Hawaii. Titus could then say, I'm gonna do it for 300.
Right.
And I'll never know about that conversation because my phone was off. I ain't even have enough discipline to have my phone turned on.
Right, man. Wow.
Did you
I'm
find it, Jason?
I'm gonna text you, Griff.
Is there a private chat in here?
I don't think there's
Is this chat just for the Zoom people?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
I can
yet.
put it just on. I can
Not
put it
yet.
direct to you.
Oh, the
Jason.
chat.
Yeah.
The chat. Yes,
Yeah,
you can. Yes, you
Yeah,
can.
the chat.
just
He can
put
use
it
the
on.
chat. Yeah.
Yes, you can put the chat for just the Zoom.
All
Let
right,
me
cool.
know you got it just now.
All right, cool. I just got it.
Titus Shaw, was you still there?
I'm still here, bro. Yeah.
Oh, we
yeah.
can't. We can't see
I
you. That's
turned
why
the video off right quick. Yeah.
I was wondering. I said, do you know your video's off? We looking at a nice
yeah.
picture of you at the Christmas tree. It ain't even Christmas time.
He's trying to handle some business, man. Let him handle his business.
No, ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. I just wanted to know, did he know?
Picture.
I wanted to know, did he know?
Yeah, I knew it, bro. I knew it.
Oh, okay. Bishop Cortez Vaughn, is there anything you want to say to that point? Because I know I know the Lord is working on you because I see it.
Hey, I'm just excited that I got a chance to hang out with the brethren tonight.
Always.
Again, man, it's always a blessing. I will say, when I was a kid, my grandmother and them would take a picture, right? And they would get a frame and they would kind of fit the picture on the frame and then cut the picture to fit in the frame. What I want to share with somebody, my last remark is, stop cutting your picture. Just buy a bigger frame.
Wow, bro.
Wow.
Man, I don't have no more room to write these quotes from you.
I know, bro.
I done ran out.
He had me on. I got married. Now I got to be married, dog. Like,
yeah, dog. Yeah. Exactly.
Yo, Bishop, you had me at hello.
But no, I mean that's the dynamic. I think whoever you are, if that's music, if it's business, don't cut yourself down to fit in someone else's frame. Griff, I could use that email too while you sending out emails tonight in the private chat. Appreciate it.
I got you right now.
Yeah, got you right now.
But yeah, just don't cut down who you are. And all of us on here may have gone through seasons where people tried to make us cut down ourselves. But now I believe God has brought us to a place to help other people understand, continue to grow, continue to be who He's called you to be, and then God will provide the frames. But don't cut yourself no more. to fit into nobody else's stuff. That's all.
I love that. And listen, when you cut yourself to fit into their program, you miss out on what God has for you. You know, I don't want no next man blessing. And those James Mable and Griff's blessing and Titus blessing and Jason's and Bishop Cortez Vaughn and anyone else who's on here, Pastor Mike and Kenny Lewis. I see our brother Kenny Lewis was on tonight. We love you, Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny, love you, boy.
As great as they blessings, as great as their blessings are or may be, I don't want that, because you know what that means too? That means I have to go through what they went through. And all of us have gone through something to become or be who we are. And that is why you got to be careful of wishing you would walk in another man's shoes. You don't know what the next man has to deal with and has to endure for his anointing and just to become who he is. It is not easy being us. It's not easy being no one on this platform. I guarantee you that. Although we appreciate our life and we enjoy it and we're glad to be us, it ain't easy being us. I can tell you that right now. And I know that from experience. And I could tell you right now, they go through something to become who they are. That is a fact. That is a fact. And any one of them could correct me if I'm wrong. But every last one of them had a price to pay. And you have yours to pay. Walk your plank. Walk your own road. Because you got your own devils to deal with to become who you are. So with that being said, we're not jealous. We're not envious of anyone. We want everybody to win. I'd voted for as many as my brothers I can, and whatever categories they're in, Stellas, the jealous.
Shout out to you, TP. Hey, bro, appreciate that, man. I seen the love, man.
You
I appreciate that, man. Jason, we chopped it up, man. So, bro, appreciate it.
You already know. Man, look, I'll call y'all names out. Like, look, vote for them, vote for them. Everybody was like, oh, man, now we know who to vote for. So,
yeah, man.
You know, that's what we do, bro. That's what we do.
Sir.
If you're up for a Mickey Mouse award, I'm going to go vote for you. I don't care what award show it is. You tell me something, I'm gonna go see if I can put a vote in for you. We down with that. That's how we do, man.
I love this platform, bro. For real.
Oh, man.
Me too,
but
bro.
I
man. Listen.
I look forward to it. Let's get it.
Man.
Yes,
you know what?
It, bro.
You know what? And this is my thing. This is my thing. And when I realized it, and it's crazy because I was meant to say this earlier, but I'm gonna say it now before we log off. Y'all wouldn't believe the numerous of networks have reached out already and was like, yo, we want to bring it to this. I was like, yeah,
my sister called you today.
And your sister called me today. And I told her, why people keep calling? This is not for this, man. I'm giving back. I'm giving back. This is to give back. I got my radio show. This is just to give back. This Strip Talk is not for that. I said, but hey, you know, whatever, at this point, I yield. What must I do to get on your stage? I said, at this point, they keep asking. And today, I told Titus' sister, because most of you don't know that they own a BDS reporting station. And I told him today, all right, listen, I guess I'm gonna get down or lay down. So I'm gonna get down. So this will be airing now on their network as well every time we do it.
Homie.
Yeah,
wow. That's amazing, bro.
And I didn't do it for that.
Star Radio.
I didn't do that for that. We didn't do that for that. You know, give the information of the radio station so that they can send their music.
Faith Star Radio. It's an app, 24-hour music around the clock, man. Faith Star Radio, man. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And it's a BDS reporting internet panel station, and they're coming up and they're doing a lot of great things as well. But once again, you know, it just goes to show you, anybody who's watching, when you stay consistent, people will pay you attention, and you know, and they'll come on and say, we like what you got going on.
Right. Just do what you're supposed to do.
They come look.
They'll find you. That's the bottom line.
Bottom line.
You don't have to be from LA and New York, and you could be from wherever, and somebody gonna knock on your door and go, hey, I'm with so-and-so, and we saw you do ... What do we have to do ? It's that easy.
It's that easy. It's that easy. And I get he's saying it's that easy, but when you being you with you yourself, it is that easy. I can't be Griff. I love Griff. Can't be Griff. I can't be Titus. I can't be Bishop
I don't want to be
Cortez.
nobody else. If they want me to be somebody else, I quit already.
I'm done. It's exhausting, dog.
I quit in
exhausting.
advance if you want me to be Jason. I quit already. If you want me, hey, we love your beard like Titus. I quit already.
Oh, snap. Oh,
hey, brother, it did have more gray. I'm gonna tell my barber to keep that Beijing out, bro, and let that gray do what it do.
Let that thing go crazy, dog.
Let that thing breathe, man.
Yo, with that being said, James Mable, since you was the last one to come on, tell us about what you got going on. Give us your social media handles and et cetera, et cetera. Go ahead, bro.
Absolutely. On Instagram and Twitter at J Mable Jr. I am getting ready to do a visual for my single It Shall Pass, which is thankfully moving up the indicator charts on Billboard. Getting ready to do that with my home base, my pals who sing throughout the country, as well as serve on the home front. And man, just taking care of family, man. That is about it. And just trying to strategically work, man. And again, as Griff saying, just celebrate everybody. I mean, it's a blessing to look up and see all my brothers doing well, man. I shout for joy because, hey, God is doing it for us all, man. So y'all keep up the great work.
Amen. Amen. Griff.
I'm 2 trillion on everything, man. And number 2, the word trillion. I got shows coming up. I'm on the morning show with Erica Campbell, Monday through Friday, 6 to 10 Eastern. Check your local listeners. I always wanted to say check your local listeners, dog. Like from the TV guide, dog. Like
right.
The TV guide used to check your local listeners, dog. And I ain't really know what that meant, dog. But ever since I've been syndicated, dog, I actually enjoy saying check your local listeners.
Because everybody playing it at different times.
That ain't that crazy? That's crazy, man. I'm blessed. I'm grateful for this. Thank you for having me, TP.
No doubt, bro.
All the brothers on here, man. Y'all know how to get at me, man. Just holler at me. It ain't. I'm horrible with returning voicemails, but I'm awesome with my text. So.
Yes, he is. Check your inbox too. Check your inbox real quick, Griff.
Nah, I don't do that often either.
No, I'm saying check. I'm saying check it now, literally. When you get a chance, check it
on the Zoom or something else.
Your personal check your phone, your personal inbox.
Nah.
See, look at him. You get what I'm saying? You don't get what I'm saying. Check it. Bishop Cortez.
That dude's stupid.
Check your local listeners, Trevone.
This dude is a fool.
Hilarious. Instagram, Bishop Cortez Vaughn. Facebook, Cortez Vaughn, the official Bishop Cortez Vaughn. Twitter, the same thing, Bishop Cortez Vaughn. Y'all can hit me up. The single, The Beautiful One, is still rolling out. Thank God for that. We just released that new single on Good Friday entitled I'm Why. So that's more of a seasonal, I guess it's more of a seasonal type thing because it talks about the cross and people only want to listen to that during the time of the resurrection. But we pray that it will catch fire even coming around next year, that people will grab it and use it for their resurrection. Then we got another single we're going to be ready to roll out here in the next couple of months. Hopefully that'll be rolling with a visual. Jason gonna help us with that one, and we're gonna do that one.
Let's go.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
it's done.
And I just talked to James the other day, but we'll talk about that later. Not the Mable. And then, we're gonna hook up with Titus, and Big Griff, he got it going on anyway, man. So hey, Griff, and thank you, man, for everybody that y'all support, man, pushing. Thank y'all for what y'all do. Real talk.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for
what love y'all, dog. We love to get texts that say, hey man, I just heard my song on your show, and people been calling me around the country. Like, what a feeling, man. Like, what I'm saying? What way to just be able to say I was there. Like, I don't even want credit. I just want to share the man, you was on the radio. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just like that part. It's so special.
Yes, sir.
And shout out to Trey, man. Thank you for allowing us to come on here, man. You good people,
nothing.
man.
It's nothing, man.
Thank you,
listen,
bro.
I'm gonna say my piece after, but go ahead, Jay Clay. Go ahead.
Well, my new album, God Made It Beautiful, just went on pre-order this past Friday. You
Gonna get
can
it, bro.
you can go
I
get
got
it
you.
right now. Jason Clayborn and the Atmosphere Changers. You can go grab it right now. You get Praise Belongs to You, God Made It Beautiful, and Creator when you download it. Right now at radio, we got You're All I Need featuring Bishop Hezekiah Walker. And the visual for that will be out on May the 30th on my birthday. And
Nice.
the album actually drops on the 28th on that Friday. So man, I'm putting out the new the Jason Clayborn version of God's Property album. It's the 2021 version of the God's Property album. You know what I mean? That's missing in gospel music, that fun vibe of young adults, man. I got a lot of young adults with me that are incredible.
That's
you know
good.
what I mean? That, you know what I mean? And I've always been one to sow into young people, man. So these young people, they ready, they excited. And man, just to be able to present my first national album, you know what I mean, with my young adult choir, man, is amazing, man. And so you can go grab it right now. I got videos to all of the songs that I just mentioned. You can see the video to God Made It Beautiful. You can see the video to Praise Belongs to You and Creator on YouTube. So I got visuals for all of them. And you know, I got the hood cats. So like Bishop Cortez Vaughn said, call me. I got videographers on deck.
Let's get
you know
it.
what I'm saying? Real talk. You know, any of y'all need videos, it's a phone call away. I got a squad. You know what I mean? So that's what I got going on right now. Shout out to the Atmosphere Changers. Shout out to Ty Scott Records. Shout out to my label, J Clay Music. And man, we rolling, man. So everybody go grab it.
Let's go. Titus Showers, give it to us, Brody.
Man, brother, my single is out entitled We Need You, man. I leave out for Wednesday. I'll be in Chicago with Vaughn Phoenix, finishing up the last record on my my upcoming album for the year. My record is out again. We Need You. I am Titus Showers on Instagram. I'm the Titus Showers on Twitter and on Facebook. You're going to like my fan page or send me a friend request at Titus Showers. I'll make room for you. And man, and on Father's Day weekend, man, I want to be a blessing to these young men in like 5 different markets. We're going to pay for haircuts, man. And I'm going to release my video to We Need You, man. And 5 different markets. I'm paying for haircuts. I'm connecting with barbers in Dallas and Memphis and different areas, whatever the team decide. And we're going to pay for these kids' haircut. And I released my new video entitled We Need You. And it's based around the father figure, man. So God is blessing me in a mighty way, and look forward to my new album this second half of the year, man. And I'm excited to be on this platform, man. Shout out to all of you guys,
Trevone,
man. Blessings upon you guys,
brother.
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir.
Jay, I'm about to DM Jason right now. I just pre-ordered, brother.
Thank you, brother.
and Mable calls me, man. Mable calls me and let me know, you know, we got that brother, you know, that's my guy, man.
Yes,
Bless
sir.
y'all,
man.
Yo, it's imperative that we stick together, man. And that's why we do this every month. Y'all know, you know, we're missing a couple of our brothers because, you know, they're out of town or in the studio right now. But I love each and every last one of you gentlemen. And y'all know that, man. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. This is no ulterior motive. This is a straight servant attitude I have with putting on this platform. I did this for no other reason but to pour back into people and to help others, because I remember a time I needed this and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it.
Man.
So so sometimes I said, you know, you got to become the thing you know you want to see happen. You know, sometimes you got to be the one.
Sir.
And you can't be like, well, I can't do it. I don't have this. I don't have that. I'm not this one. I'm not that one. I said, but you. Just go be you. Just go be you and watch what happens. And from that time to this time, I send inboxes to some of you guys. Sometimes you get like people actually hit me up and they think I don't know, they think we're real talk. What is that show? Real Talk. One of those. It's like, wait, why y'all episode didn't come on today? I said we do it once a month. That's why. It was like, no. But that's my right hand to God. I'm serious. People hit me up like, no, seriously, yo, we need y'all to come on more than once a month. I said, well, we can't right now because I'm extremely busy, and they so are they. I said, I don't know if I could do that, but it makes
Trevone, this is so long, dog. Wrap it up.
I'm trying to wrap it up. I'm trying, But it makes me feel good to know that we're blessing people with Griff over here trying to rush me out of here. But the point is, the Lakers
got a new wife.
We're gonna let him.
With
that being said, we get out.
I'm gonna lift my finger up out of here and do like Clubhouse.
Listen. We're gonna get up out of here. But I just wanted to let y'all know that the people appreciate you guys, and every time y'all come on here, and every time y'all got something to say, that y'all bless the people tremendously. That was my whole point of bringing that up. Y'all keep in tune with us. Y'all know to follow me everywhere. Trevone Perry _ on Instagram. Trevone Perry and Divine Purpose on Facebook. New song is coming out next month. The release date. When I get it, I will give it to you. Waiting on the label to send that to me. I'm excited about my new partnership with Daft Gospel Records as well as TP Enterprise. So we're doing some amazing things. We're getting ready to shoot another music video. So y'all y'all just keep up with us, and we'll let you know what's going on next. Until next time, please live in purpose, on purpose, for the purpose God has on your life. We love you. We out.
All right, brother.
Y'all.
All right, fellas.
Love y'all, brothers.
Love y'all.
All right.